something.
Stream at all.
Okay.
No, I do not.
All
I
right.
got your back,
So
Mike.
there
Maybe
we
it was
did. He
AI.
doesn't remember being on it.
I just
Way
don't.
to run your credibility into the ground all at once.
I mean, people have
Absolutely.
costumes. They're pretty good.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely. And
Ain't no brother in Christ to me if you're gonna vulgarly fuck up this bad.
And that's
I'm sorry. How am I being vulgar?
Is
How am I
that
being
what
vulgar?
some of this is about? Like trying to figure out
No,
who the real Christians
vulgarly.
are that you could trust?
No, I don't play the fake Christian game. That's for God to work out. But there's
So I'm a
obvious.
fake Christian. So I'm a fake Christian? Is that what
I
you said?
don't
I wanna
say fake Christian. That's for God. Because you didn't hear me directly say that, I get why you might not be lying.
Why are you
You might
so
be
unhappy?
fucking.
Why are you- why are
Well,
you
okay,
so-
now
Tommy,
I got to throw it.
did-
Now I got to
Tommy,
throw it
did
on
you
Jeff.
get your answer to the
No,
video
Jeff,
thing?
you've hounded me for this link and have yet to throw the fucking screen up.
Oh, you want me to show it? All right, I can.
Dude, how is he gonna see he's fucking insane?
I'm not insane, dude.
Okay, then you're a
I
liar.
mean, maybe you overdrank that day or something.
All right, here it
No,
is.
that's-
No, he wasn't slurred. He wasn't slurred or anything. I was cammed up. He was cammed up. It's crazy to
I'm
me.
never slurred.
Is that you, Mike,
There
in
it
the
is.
corner
No,
here?
I've had some fun on Standing the Machines panel. I
That's
just
Station
know that wasn't
33.
not
That's
his
Tommy's
authentic.
channel.
No, I'm
That guy's
sitting right in
way
front of him at the
too dark.
Lumatom.
Way
I'm
too
glad I
dark
don't
to
have
be
to
Mike.
waste time making this production. We'll do it live.
Okay.
I didn't realize that was
That's
him. I didn't realize it was him.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. I'm out.
Okay.
I'll catch you guys.
So
You guys
that-
have been
he didn't
great.
realize
Fuck
it was
Mike.
you, so
No,
that's, can we clear
are you
everything
going to
up?
accept that? When you see what I'm held to and I'm holding people to, are you going to accept this
It's
stupid
not. It's not like
motherfucker?
a big major lie that somebody.
It is.
But it
He
is, though.
spent more
I don't
than
understand
an hour
why he would, like,
saying
knowingly-
my name. He came over
Yeah.
because he watched me on Talcott go into a thing. I fired up
Yep.
the stream
Yep. Look at
because
all
of
the
the
heads going,
Talcott
yep.
thing.
Yep. Look at the heads nodding.
And that's
Yep.
where me and
Right.
Wizard can show me and Wizard haven't gotten along the whole time and we're still agreeing on this fucking truth. I even give Paul the credit when he's fucking true.
Sean,
And I
that's
can't
because
give
it's
that
the
credit to
all-day
Mike.
stream. So I know I'm not going to be able to avoid it for all day. So I'm trying to
All
let
I
it in
ask-
doses.
I just want the cross promotion that tomorrow I am doing my own 11-hour grift razor
Here,
stream
let me put your
because I'm
channel.
on my way out.
Look how
Here's
funny.
Oh, nobody's watching that doesn't know it. There's nobody watching that
What's
doesn't
up?
know.
What's up with Wizard, man? He's been trying to say something for like 2 minutes, but then he just walks away.
Wow, can you mute your mic
Wizard
before
wants to
you
say
laugh
something,
like that, Mike,
but
please? Jesus.
Look at the difference.
Yeah.
God,
What
hurt
what
my ears.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm
What do you want to say,
I'm
Wizard?
telling you, I'm sorry, Jess. I completely forgot I went there. I wasn't there. I was there like 45 minutes, but I completely forgot. That's the truth. Honestly,
And
that's
that-
true. Cool.
And that's what we're getting down to, is that when you have this cognitive dissonance, that you believe you have a perfect memory, you have to be able to admit and have an open enough mind to say, maybe I made a mistake. I better wait until I start aggressing further.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure. Yeah, I just
Very
kind
much
of went
so.
there.
That's a good.
I was-
Yeah, that was a good way to put that. Yeah, for real.
And I was there for a very short time, and I completely forgot about it. Completely.
So it takes
Yeah.
the responsibility to admit accountability to something you may not remember.
Wait, Mike, be accountable for something?
Exactly.
Well, he said he forgot. So
It's AI.
I don't
man.
think it's a big deal. Like this to me, this is people taking a trivial, insignificant,
Yeah, it's
insignificant little event and blowing it up for drama or conflict or something. I
I
don't
can see
understand
that.
why this is so important.
But the
It's not-
important,
Except I do, because Tommy hinted that it's part of something larger, that it's not just the thing, and that's the
But
part I don't
acceptance
have.
part, that's the
Right,
part
and
that I don't understand.
the important part here is that, again, if you didn't remember and you are a responsible man with honor and integrity, you say, wait a minute, I'm not so infallible that I couldn't have made a mistake. So let's just say if I did, I'm sorry. That's all it takes. But instead,
Nope.
one wants to stand on the position, no, I didn't, like a 5-year-old. And then
But that could have all been done in like 5 seconds. I don't know why it took an hour to do something that adults could have done in like seconds.
And that's why I said, despite Tommy's wanting to advance your channel, whatever, by drawing the drama out, the best resolution is always, if, again, this goes on to Tommy now, because Tommy's the one that made the accusation or whatever it was. He denied. Mike denied. So Tommy's
You know how
responsibility.
stupid this is?
Fuck.
How
Tommy-
stupid this conversation. We're talking about someone who forgot to
Hey,
go on someone's
Mike, I'm not
time
trying to cut you off, Mike, but I'm not trying to cut you off, Mike, but let Wizard finish his sentence, please.
And
So-
if Lanza's saying that you know that's real.
So Tommy's part in it was, instead of letting Mike sit there and argue like a 5-year-old child, no, he would bring up the evidence and just put an end to it. How many more people would have raised their hand in glory and honor of Tommy if he'd have done that straight up and said, wow. Instead, it became a drama panel.
How come they don't know? You think part of it was just for drama? How come people don't know this?
Absolutely.
Like, we were
only
doing
get on
this in
now,
grade
now.
school. We knew how to
told you.
resolve this kind of stuff.
Tommy told you. See, that's what tells me Tommy knew it was there. So I couldn't call him a liar. And so all I could do was tell Tommy, in that case, to prove yourself, which is your position now, just show the clip.
And see, I don't even remember what the larger topic was because it got derailed with this. And I guarantee it would have been way more interesting.
It was
with this
Tommy was saying how Mike was like talking wild or something on his channel, and then Mike was like, "No, I never did." And Tommy,
and it
you know
turns
how
out
Tommy
Mike
gets.
did.
It's hard to remember all of Tommy's words, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I wasn't talking wild. We didn't argue or I didn't get kicked off. I just popped up.
But what was the original
How do you
point of
know,
the
Mike?
conversation
You
to
don't
begin
remember
with?
seeing that.
Oh,
Before-
it was Wiz's point, which is to like basically prolong some sort of like drama / attention / promotion, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
No,
you're 100%.
And all it does is draw out this attention that men can't resolve problems between themselves. Should we
Sometimes
really
they
be
can't,
playing-
especially if it's Spurg men.
And Jeff was trying.
Exactly. And exactly. But Tommy wasn't, and Mike wasn't.
I think Tommy tried. Yeah, Tommy did in his
Tommy
own
tried
way.
in his own way.
No,
Put it this: I take
Tommy-
Tommy in good faith. I'm not saying some of it wasn't content, but
Exactly.
in and among the content, I think there were some efforts to try to.
Right, and a real man
And-
knowing a real problem with a real resolution doesn't make content about it. His intent is resolution.
And
Well, there's
and
so
I'm gonna-
many. There's so many better. There's so much better content to go after Mike for. No offense, Mike.
Well, I'm going to offer up
But-
real quick too,
can I
though.
just finish
That
my sentence, brother, real quick? Thank you.
yeah.
Thanks. But it's very, very likely that Mike simply forgot. It wasn't a lie. It was like a fib. It wasn't even a fib. It was like,
Yeah, he
no
might have been
offense
drunk.
to
or
Cerrone,
something.
but he's on 100 panels a week. It's very easy that he
Right.
forgot Tommy, especially if it's by a different channel name. No big
And
deal.
that's what doesn't look so good on Tommy now. Because if
Right,
Tommy
yeah.
would have just accepted
Well, that's
it,
the
said-
least thing of.
right.
I'm more
Tommy.
confused with Mike using turkey in his meatloaf. What the hell? That's the rumor
Tom-
going around, bro.
Tommy wanted
Oh,
Mike to
yeah,
put his
man,
foot in his
yeah.
mouth by
Turkey
not
and beef.
revealing the video. So he was prolonging like dysfunction, basically.
This is interesting of men talking for men. I want to see that part because
Because Wiz has a point about how it shows how men can't resolve a problem correctly. Like, that is the result, like, that I kind of see. You know, like, that's kind of where it feels. So, like, that isn't a good way to go about it, what happened there. You know?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. And even like I said,
and I take a little bit of responsibility for it, too, because I did work up Tommy a little bit.
on,
I think
on purpose,
I
like
think
you intentionally push buttons.
I did,
Right.
because
And
I
what-
know he'll, yeah.
And what Tommy did there wasn't maximize topic, he maximized drama. If you really want a good 9-hour show, granted, you can get a lot of views by drama, but I guarantee you, you're going to get the better attention by good, solid information.
Yeah, well, cut me some slack, everybody, because when I did see it, I said, yeah, I do. Yes, I was there. I didn't say it was fake. I just completely forgot. I popped on
wasn't IA.
one night. Hold on. I popped in this panel one night for like 45 minutes. I completely forgot. I did.
But then we
Completely forgot
lost
about
the original conversation at that point.
Yeah.
And there was arguing about it too.
It's like I stubbed my toe, so let's talk about it for 9 days.
I know it was like
It's just
a Metaspurg conversation, Metaspurging.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, once I saw that, once I saw, I was like, yeah, okay, I was. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Before I got in here, I heard someone calling people ankle biters for some reason.
What is that?
California has these mosquitoes that are ankle biters. They're called no-see-ums. They're fucking crazy. Pardon the F word.
I think they're what do they call people? Well, I think it was you, Mike. You said now you guys are acting like little ankle biters on Jeff's channel. I'm 100% sure if it was you or not, Mike. But
No. Like I say chomping at the bit, Jess. I say chomping at the bit. I never said ankle
It's not the best that I've seen us be capable of, but it was also a different crowd too. So.
Oh, I missed. What did you say, Mike?
I say people chomp at the bit. Like in other words, they get riled up. They're chomping at the bit. In other words, like a rabid dog. Like they start coming after you like all crazy.
Oh, what did you mean by that?
In other words, people will just lose their crap, trying to attack somebody, and then they gang up. They all gang up and
King Philip put the comment down there. The original question was, is Mike trolling or forgot he was on that show? And Mike could only say he was not trolling. If he'd have just admitted that, hey, I might have forgot I was on the show, that's fine. It would have been done and over with. Again, on the other side, though, Tommy pushing that issue doesn't look good on Tommy because he would have just said, well, here's the clip saying you were.
Yeah. And Tommy admitted that everything he does is LARPing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is LARP an acronym? What does that actually mean?
He tried to take something that Jess said could have been solved in 5 minutes and
drags it, right? Brownsboy drags it, just drags it out.
But I don't know how much of that is intentionally creating content and how much is just Tommy being neurodivergent. Because a lot of us do that. A lot of us drag things out in our mind.
Yeah, I think
Ladybug, thank you so much. Hang on, I got to play the... We're going to get a little bit of... Oops, hang on, ignore that. That's the wrong song. Thank you, Ladybug. This is our all-day stream to celebrate and clown and let loose because things are going to start tightening up.
As a joke, I like to say Tommy makes Wizard look normal.
Tommy makes Wizard, and see, I think Tommy makes a lot of other people look normal too. I actually, when Tommy showed up today, the first couple of hours, I was able to have some very, very useful conversations with him.
Sure.
And I think it's when other people come on and throw him into other states.
Disarray. Yeah, he gets
so all part of the art of these panels is having the right people in the right combination. Sure. And today I'm intentionally making an exception because I have so much time to kill. But normally I would probably not have some of these people all on the same panel. And if I have Tommy on the panel with just the right people, I think we have very, very productive conversations that people can learn from.
Okay, understand.
So I don't think Tommy's a total freak at all.
If you want I'll give you a nice opinion. I think that he needs to be the center of attention all the time. I think that's the only thing I pick up on. He has to always have the first and the last word in every single thing.
Yeah, but Mike, look at that's coming from.
I know, but I don't
see it some of yourself.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I don't yell and curse at people and stuff like that. So
come on, yes. Mm-hmm. By the way, Brownsboy,
keep trying to convince me.
What's up?
You are a master of pushing buttons. I pay attention. You're like the whack-a-mole king, dude.
Just like in those moments of silence where there's a break and nothing's being said, and I'm just thinking about like a joke in the meantime while listening based off what they're saying. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, you're in luck. This is your moment because there's about to be a big moment of silence. I'm going to get another refill. So take it away. Fill it up all you want.
I'm gonna upload a video in like 2 weeks.
Spike, how's LA?
The weather is fantastic. How them Yankees?
Pretty good. Actually, pretty damn good. Yeah. Did you guys watch the Olympics?
Come on, breaking the line on
Huh?
I watched a little bit of it.
Did you?
I'm a big fan of breakdancing.
Did you see that breakdancing video, Spike?
Breakdancing's a sport.
Yo.
It's an Olympic sport this year. It won't be next Olympics, but
The video of that girl doing like the crazy moves, the Australian girl, it was the only Olympian, I think, I could be wrong, I think it was the only Olympian in history to never get 1 point. Like she got 0 points, like nothing, 0, like nothing.
yeah, there's a lot of controversy behind her. I mean, obviously we all laughed, everybody from media to social media, whatever, we all laughed, but then there was this whole movement to stop bullying her on the internet. Because, you know, bad things happen. But then the next controversy was that she actually may or may not have tricked her country into getting into the Olympics. I think she's like the daughter of a president or a president of an association or something, or the committee. There's rumors that they didn't promote it to the actual outskirts of the cities so that like the really good breakdancers didn't even have a chance to compete to try to get into the Olympics. I don't know. Sounds like
stuff. Her husband is the president of the Olympic Committee for Australia.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So it's complete fugazi, Spike. He put her in there. She can't breakdance. You know, she looked insane. She made her country look ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a big popularity contest that operates through nepotism. It's done that for eons.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, she wasn't even the worst breakdancer. I mean, it's cringe watching her compared to like some of those kids. But yeah, and also it has to also do with the outfit. You know, I mean, I know that sounds silly, but breakdancing, like she didn't wear she wore like a golf outfit. It was weird. I don't know.
Was she in good shape?
Yeah, I mean, she's a professionally trained dancer.
Okay.
You know, ballet, classical dance, and then she just like as a hobby got into breakdancing a few years ago, and then now she's the country's biggest breakdancer.
That's kind of cool though, like in an experimental way. I think I see some coolness in there. I like that. But why not? You know, I have a friend, dude. She got the golden buzzer on what is that? America's Got Talent and shit for contemporary dance.
Nice.
And she's also like found a pyramid in Mexico with some dudes with like jaguar guns. Yeah, people do awesome, interesting stuff for sure.
I have a question. Is Hebrew and Honest Abe the same person?
No.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's a Michael Jackson or Janet?
Oh, is this a fake then? Should I take him off?
But Hebrew, I had that poster on my wall. Oh, that was Hebrew, I think.
Oh,
it's showing up as Honest Abe as the channel.
Oh, my bad.
And Hebrew has a different channel.
Spike, the hottest I've ever seen Janet Jackson is that video Anytime, Anyplace.
Well,
yeah. Oh,
Hebrew, go ahead and talk so knows you.
It's me. Trust me, it's me.
Is that
This is
Hebrew?
my troll account. Promise,
Okay.
Abe. We're good.
Because there's another guy named Honest Abe, right? That's a separate person.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Okay, so all right.
Good guy.
Well, welcome back.
Thank
yo,
you.
remember that
Sorry,
dancer
I lost
chick?
power. My power went out for a second.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
Is there anything going on?
Just a horrible storm. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, I'm meeting up.
Oh no, it's funny because that dancer chick I was just telling you about, she actually worked with Janet Jackson, as well, and her videos of her like dances and shit, like her channel's called, I think it's called Olga Sokolova. She's a Russian chick who can like, she's basically like the female version of Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson made the moonwalk, you know,
I remember that.
popular, and then she actually made one
the glove.
popular called the Airwalk, like based off Mike, because she had like so much respect for that family, I guess.
Busker, good
How you
morning.
doing? Man, I was
love
just
Janet. I
thinking
love
they
Janet so
should
much.
add
Don't call me, bro.
twerking to the Olympics. They could get a bunch of big bootied ladies and have them and see which one flaps the best.
That'd be tight.
Oh man, that just came to my mind as soon as you
awesome.
guys talked about breakdancing. I'm thinking, what's next?
What's up, Wombat? What's
Yeah.
up, Combat? What's up, man?
Oh yeah, hey,
is
Wombat.
that StreamYard that putting my comments like a million times? Is it doing it on the YouTube side? Because I don't have it open.
Yeah, if you commenting from StreamYard, it puts it on all the channels that are streaming, which I think is Spike and Moose.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you.
I didn't know that.
It's a
either.
StreamYard thing.
Wow.
What else? What else does anybody have something to talk about? Anything that you think is going on in the world? Anything you could think about, like troubling? I mean, anything
No,
at
I was
all.
just listening to Janet, just sitting here thinking about Janet. That's about it. All day, Janet. I played like 3 of her freaking CDs today.
Oh. I remember what is it? Miss Jackson, if you nasty.
Yeah.
Control what that
Yeah.
that
Dude,
Janet.
see,
That's
Jeff knows.
I didn't really follow
Yeah.
Janet, but I remember her during that era.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I remember her from Good Times, little Janet.
Yeah, Janet.
Oh yeah.
She's a great artist. She really is. I mean, we all remember the famous
Janet's a hot
Justin Timberlake and her on stage as the rule. Remember that? Where her
Oh, isn't that what started YouTube? Like people were wanting to share that clip, and that was the time YouTube was starting, and it was one of the first clips that went viral.
And Justin Timberlake, he was like, he was almost
really?
crying because he didn't mean to do it, and he's like, oh crap, yeah.
I remember that Nipplegate they called it.
Everybody was
really
talking. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I was just saying that I remember when it happened. It's when everyone first had DVRs and everyone would rewind it back and like, you don't see anything. Well, you know.
It was just I guess it was just the nipple. That's all it was. But I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, what's the big deal? You know. But they made it out to be something
big.
That is a big deal for well, it's but the same people that come over here and talk about degeneracy and all that are the same people that would be freaked out about a nipple or Elvis shaking his hips.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's the state that has the nudist is allowed anywhere, like topless? I've heard about this.
There's a state.
The laws are different by each state, but I think in New York, it's
that
legal.
might be it. Yeah, it was one of those.
In New Orleans, believe it or not, it's not legal. You're not supposed to show your tits.
Well, that's
Well,
good. Keep it as good as possible.
in the Dominican Republic, they did have a section of the beach that actually was topless, and I believe they have a lot in France too. There's a lot of topless beaches.
I think you can paint your body in Australia.
In Europe or European countries, they're very. Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
For real, there's like during lockdown, there was this video of this girl. She would just get her body painted, and then she'd walk into really expensive stores, and then like it would get a bunch of views because she was hot and like the store names and shit.
Yeah, I walk into the gyms and fitness centers.
Yeah, they do that in Mardi Gras, everyone. And Mardi Gras, the women paint their bodies, and they're basically walking around naked, but their bodies are painted. They do it in Mardi Gras sometimes.
Yeah, they have an artist in New Orleans, in the French Court. He has a gallery, and he body paints these portraits of like this leopard or this jungle scene on a person, and then he'll take a photograph of it, and you can buy the gallery prints of his body paintings.
Jeff, is it too much to ask for you to pull up one of my friend, that dancer? She and in one of her videos, she's got like paint on her face.
As long as there's no copyright music, which I'm a little bit worried about if she's dancing. But it's easier if you pull it up and just put the link or
I
share your
put her
screen.
channel in the back.
All right, let me see.
I mean, I don't think she'd strike you. Her music isn't.
It's her own music. She makes it herself.
Maybe you would have to look at the transcript or something. I'm not good at that, like knowing how to figure out if there's any copyrighted. But
I
I
better
don't
not
think
take a
there is.
risk, but I can play it on mute if you just want us to see her face.
Nah. It's all right.
Are you talking about Olga?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked her up real quick. Let me check out her music. Hold on.
Yeah, she does. So she's like retired now, but she like the last project she worked on is what is it? With like George Lucas and something about Star Wars. She was actually Darth Vader's choreographer, or Darth Vader, as she says. Darth Vader had to. Dude, she's the sweetest human.
Where's she from? Where's she from?
Who knows? But I think she's 100% Russian. But she like from a young age just studied dance and like studied abroad in dances and like became a choreographer for in LA, like very in demand. And then she got she's out of it. She's out of it. She was telling us some stories though about LA and being around some of them people. She said that what's his name? One of the Wayans brothers, the older one. Do you guys know what his name?
I don't know their ages.
Like he was trying to hit on her, and he was like, I heard Russian women cum vodka.
Oof. The oldest
yeah, she
brother.
was just telling us stories about hanging out with some of these people and like the drugs and like the weird shit that they would say and do. But
Jeff, Google it. He's right. It's Keenan Ivory Wayans. It's the guy who invented
the guy that did Live in Color.
Yeah, and apparently
he was the older. And then they had the sister Kim and Marlon and Damon and Sean.
Yeah, but there's stories out there that say that he's like kind of a creeper. So there's story out there, allegedly.
There's stories about everybody. There's stories about you for sure.
Yo,
me,
you know who's
probably
got the
everybody
best
on this
stories?
panel.
You know who's got the best stories, dude? Is them building.
Chuck. Who?
Those buildings, all the stories that they have.
See? How can you not? This is comedy gold.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm out. Catch you guys later.
All right. Take care, ladies. Thanks for dropping by. We're here all day.
Either he was about to say, it almost sounded like he was going to say, I'm getting bored or sleepy.
Oh, gee, we don't want that. Well, Tommy left. Everybody was complaining about the energy and the drama, and then when it leaves, everybody goes to sleep.
Yeah. Let me ask everyone this: what do you think there's any validity to the migrant crisis and the high rise in crime? Like, there's so much crime, shootings, and
is there? First of all, is there? I would need to see actual crime statistics because I'm being told that they're dropping or they're not as high as people think or something. So I would want the hard data on what the crime actually is first.
Dude, check with New York because they're getting fucked. Oh shit.
Chicago, New York, L.A. They're just snatching. They're flash mob and they just go in and start ripping stuff down. And I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen it's like a war zone.
Well, because you're seeing little clips on social media.
No, it's widespread, dude. Believe me. If you go to New York and ask anybody, they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad." I know a lot of New Yorkers. They know it's bad, and it's being reported like people purposely show. Forget this guy's channel, but every day he shows what goes wrong again, over and over in New York City.
Yeah,
and it's not going.
I mean, it is New York City.
No, I agree.
All the cities are having problems with these illegals. I'm sorry.
The
But why
question
would
was,
the
is the rise in crime rate tied to illegal? And I said first I
Yeah.
would have to see that the rates are even rising, because some of the reports I've been looking at lately has shown a drop in crime rates.
and why would the illegals risk
Ah,
their you know what I'm trying how to say it um their asylum, you know, for doing crime if they're getting because they're getting asylum and money, right?
yeah,
Like,
Is
why
and
that
would
what's
they
going
risk
on?
that with crime?
Yeah, why they risk
well,
that
no,
for just
because they
crime?
know they only get a slap on the wrist and they don't get put in jail. That's what happens all across the planet with this westernized indoctrination and introduction of the the poor people yeah, dude, they're just fucking taking advantage of everybody.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I don't know what
You know,
that
the thing
is.
is that, and that they're, and this is not unfactual. They're giving them free lodging. You know,
That's
some of them
right.
were getting the hotel rooms, and then they're giving them prepaid gift cards up to
And,
$11,000.
and cell phones.
Yep, and then they're giving them the food vouchers, which they're selling for
Well,
more
this
cash.
started about a rise or an alleged rise in crime rates, and it's tied to is it tied to immigration? But I think what you really want to talk about is how much you don't like illegal immigrants. It's about it's the
No, it's
topic is
about,
really about the
no. It's
immigrants,
about
not about the
facts,
crime
Jeff.
rates themselves.
Jeff, it's about facts.
A lot of this sounds subjective. I hear a lot of emotional
No, it's not.
opinions
Yes.
It's
about
being talked about
immigration.
all over
I
the
think
place. I mean, even fucking other countries are talking about America and the problems we're having.
Yeah, it's happening in other countries too.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they're reporting on us.
Obama was like the deporter and president. I mean, I know that was a little while ago, but
Mhm.
so I've saw and what's his name was a big deport. Biden he deports lots of people. I know there are asylums and stuff. I don't know. But I
Yeah.
agree with
Very,
Jeff.
very simply, they use the people's concerns and fears against them. So when they have mechanisms in the medical society that they can trigger people with and cause people to create panics, that create emergency situations, so at the local level communities can claim this emergency, and then at the federal level they legislate under the Trading with the Enemy Act in emergency.
Mm.
That's how it's done. And as long as the people still depend upon that system and are allowed allow themselves to be driven by that fear mechanism, go ahead.
Is it fear of immigrant? Is that the fear at work here? Fear of people not part of your
Dude, they're not
country coming
immigrants.
into your
They're
country?
illegal. They're not immigrants. They're
Fear,
not
fear.
immigrants. They're not legal immigrants. They don't belong here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not
And,
legal.
and I said this before, and I said this, but I'll say it again. You know, us coming from Italy, you know, my grandfather was an immigrant, but like I said, they went through the right channels to become a legal U.S. citizen, and they didn't get a gift card, they didn't get free wages, they didn't get a place to live. They had to really bust their tail and really earn it. The only point I'm trying to say is that they deserve the American dream. They deserve to get ahead, to contribute to society. But it's just like they're given things over Americans struggling, you know, that have had to pay taxes all their
Where do they
life.
get? So people can be in this country illegally, and they can go somewhere, and people give them free shit. I thought they had to try to hide out and make sure nobody, like, they don't get caught that they're even in the country.
Dude, you're
No,
way off base, man. It's been going on for a long time. They're
Do you
giving
have
them
a
a
link or
free
somewhere I could
pass.
get more information of
Well,
how
you're
it
gonna
actually
have to look
works?
it up, man. It's everywhere, but you
Well,
have to.
I don't have to look it up. The people bringing it to my channel should be bringing it with them. I don't want to have to do
Well,
their
you're the one
work.
asking. Where
You're the
is
one
it? Why don't
saying.
you
I'm
look
asking you
for
to
it?
back up what you're saying.
God.
That's what I do on this channel. You've watched me long enough to know if somebody
Well,
comes
if
and
you
makes a
want to,
claim, I'm going to ask some questions about it. And one
now
of those
listen.
questions is going to be, do you have a link? Is there evidence? Is there something I could
For
look at?
evidence,
That's
all right,
common practice on this channel.
Jeff. Jeff, if I didn't watch all of this over the past 4.5 years, I would not be bringing it up. And that's one thing you don't do. You don't study what's going on.
I'm asking for sources. That's the beginning of studying what's
Well,
going on.
sources
So
are
certainly don't accuse
fucking
me of
they're
that.
everywhere, but you can all you got to do is type in a few words, but probably not
But
on.
you could do that too. You could direct me specifically to your source for why you think this is happening.
There's so
You're
many
better
sources.
positioned to do that than
There
me
are so
fumbling
many.
around the internet trying to find why you think what you think.
Well, let's ask the panel or the people in the
I
chat.
could
Are
do a
you
I could
guys
do a
seeing it
poll. I
too?
could
Are
do a
you
members
guys seeing
poll.
it too? Are you guys seeing it too in the chat?
Seeing what?
The illegals are a fucking problem.
No.
No.
Oh my god. All right, I'm out. Yeah, this is just everybody is just fucking ignorance.
Is this truth or rage?
It's not.
No, it's
This seems like
not.
truth
If you
or
live
rage.
Oh
in a
my god.
city, you live in a city with that gets asylum.
I moved out of
Hey, don't
Seattle.
answer
I
the
know what's
question.
happening in cities. And there's definitely there's a reason I left the cities, but that wasn't the how the topic started, and it got into some very like it seems to me that it was more about this emotional reaction against immigration than any attempt to have an intelligent conversation about the factors and issues behind it. So that's what I was addressing. It's my impression that this was just anti-immigration sentiment and rhetoric.
Completely agree with you, Jeff. Because a lot of people don't realize this, and a lot of Republicans and Democrats don't like to admit that Obama was the biggest deporter. They called him deporter in president, or however they had a nickname for him. But he's the biggest. He was one of the top presidents that deported immigrants, illegal immigrants, and like ever. And
Because
like
something's
for
keeping them
Democrats,
here.
they don't like that.
Everyone's benefiting from the system like it is, or
Oh yeah.
it would be changed.
Oh yeah.
So it's not just there's
I
a bunch of brown people coming across the border, which is because of the cartels, by the way. It's not just a bunch of brown people coming across the border and everyone else doesn't want them here. That the system is way more complex than that. There's companies that benefit from the situation like it is. There's private individuals that benefit. So there's people here in America who have an interest in the system not changing.
yeah. I
And
agree.
I'm trying to look at the whole picture, the big picture, and all the movie, the ecosystem of it. Not just this reductive, a bunch of people that don't belong here are coming across.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Well, I mean, like where I live, it's like if those people didn't come across, like a lot of the fields wouldn't be worked, because like they pay like a lot of the illegals work the fields. They don't.
The
I mean,
what?
they don't pay taxes and stuff. So like a lot of the immigrants, they work the fields here, like picking berries and shit, and doing a lot of that kind of work. And a lot of people don't want to do the jobs that they do, and they're happy to do it because they're sending money to support back to their families to support them where they live.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
I
kind
don't-
of like. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's kind of like both. I feel both ways. Like, yeah, they shouldn't be here. Like, they should really, get a citizenship. But at the same time, it's like they're just struggling. Their families are starving. Like, they're in bad places, and they just want to go to a place where they can live.
Yeah, but
Make money.
people can't just go to a place just because they want to. We have laws, we have processes, and I don't know why, if we have all of that, there's people being allowed to not follow that. Like, if we, I think that's the issue for me is do the laws count for something or not? But everyone's okay with bending the law because it benefits them, and that's not how law is supposed to work.
Well, when it comes down to the immigration issue, we talk about that resident and citizen, and that's the issue. When you're doing that documentation, what you're doing is you're signing up as a U.S. business. If you know that distinction, you can clarify the citizenship and the natural person that you are, the living soul, versus the representative as a business entity. Then you can understand the difference between supply and demand and necessities of life. They are two different things, and they play the same in the two different worlds. In the world of persons, it's the supply and demand. In the world of the living soul, it's necessities of life. You don't have a right to restrict my necessities of life through your demand in person.
I like that.
Yeah, it's true. The separation of the two. You're right. It's like naturalization. I mean, people always talk about naturalization, and it's a complex theory. So people don't understand that the difference between the two. They don't really get it, you know. But yeah, it's there's so much to the law, so much to unpack. The only question I was asking was, do you think it's the mass migration is leading to more crime? That was the only question I had.
Right, that was the
Nothing-
original question, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's what the actual topic that people wanted to talk about were. But we can
Yeah.
certainly talk about that. But real quick, I'm on PolitiFact. Um, Most immigrants living legally in the country are not eligible for benefits from federal programs. A valid social security number is needed to receive most federal benefits. Immigrants in the country illegally are not issued social security numbers. They may qualify for state and local public assistance programs. Some immigrants illegally in the country also pay taxes, and that helps to cover the cost of the assistance programs. So that's the short version.
And Jeff, real quick, I don't mean to cut you off. Real quick, the money, the gift cards they were getting were from the city of New York, from the city
So
of.
it might be a state or local thing, not
Yes.
necessarily a
Yes,
U.S.
sir.
thing.
It's not
the
federal.
distinction. It's the distinction. If you understand that term, illegal. If you are Jeff and his dogs chop wood and play video games, gifted Gen X outliers and Exile membership.
Oh,
Awesome.
thank you, Wiz. You did that well. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks a lot. All right. Yeah.
So if you understand that term, illegal, if you are a legal immigrant, that's when you get the Social Security number and everything.
Right. There's a process. That means you're in the existing process.
Right, and that's
You're
that
abiding by the laws, the rules, the policies.
Right, that business process. Whereas if you don't have to abide by that business process, and you're not allowed to enter into that business process, there are still your state and local programs that provide for the necessities of life.
So
They
some
cannot deny you
states
that.
and cities, if you're here illegally outside of that process, you can still get these benefits because they have programs set up at the state and local
Yes.
level.
Yes.
Soup line, Salvation
That kind of
Army,
makes more sense just from the little bit I know of how things
internet
work.
access at the library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food, basically welfare, or would be like, the food stamp card,
But
and then they would
you
even,
need a social security number for,
No,
I think.
no,
But
that's-
there's things like food banks.
yeah.
And
But the city of New York was giving people free hotel rooms, and these were not like the Motel 6. These were like really nice hotels, So the cities themselves will give the illegal immigrants that were coming in that are not vetted yet all these benefits to try to help them along. But the problem is that other people are suffering. So it's just
and there's
slippery-
also a difference between illegal immigrants and asylum seekers. I know that too.
Exactly. But
But
we
I am
keep talking
looking for a fact check on that.
We keep talking about brown people coming through the border, but they've been seeing a lot of Chinese nationals coming through. A lot. So it's not,
Now,
and then,
those would
and then,
be-
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
So it's not just people that are from Mexico. These are people from all over the world coming through. But I saw an article on, there's an uptick in Chinese immigrants coming in, So I mean, it's just it's people from all over the world coming in, and then of course people from the Middle East are coming in. So it's all different kinds of people. When people hear migrants, right, they automatically think, oh, this guy's from Mexico. No.
Well, I'll
that's
tell
not
you
true.
why, because there's a particular crisis down there because of the cartels.
Yeah, but it's from people from all over the world that are coming in. It's not just
Mike
them, but
can
they're
show
coming-
his source. What source do you want him to show? What specifically?
Hit Fox News, hit CNN, hit all kinds of these big media outlets, and they'll show you. They're catching, Border Patrol's catching people from China. Catching people
Well,
from Venezuela. Yeah.
My question would be, if they're from China and they're a communist country, correct? China's communist
Yes.
country. Wouldn't that be, if you're fleeing from a communist country and you make it to America, then you you just like people from Cuba, they flee from Cuba and they make it to Florida. What are they? Because they're communists. They get citizenship or they get help.
Is it asylum? What about Venezuela? Are they gonna we gonna start letting?
Is it asylum? What do they call it when you're doing that?
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Does anyone know what I mean?
When one is seeking asylum.
Asylum. Okay. Yeah.
Asylum is totally different than immigration. So if you are an asylum seeker and then the government has approved, like Cuba is a great example. If you are an asylum seeker, in other words, the government puts in place to where if you touch American soil, you're automatically a citizen. Automatically. You don't even, just that's it. Give them a couple weeks and you're a citizen. But you're an asylum seeker.
No.
So the Cubans would come over on the boats and the rafts. As soon as they hit the Miami beach, as soon as they step foot, they were automatically accepted into American citizenship.
You have a source for that, Mike.
I mean, dude.
Yeah, because you don't just. Because you don't just become a United States citizen stepping on the soil.
Yeah,
and,
that
and
sounds a
living
little
for a couple
suspicious
weeks.
to me.
You have to.
I'm sure there's a process. There's a process for U.S. citizens to even.
Yeah, to come from another country into the United States per se, you have to take a civics test and pass that civics test before they grant you naturalization of a United States citizenship.
People can also be sponsored.
That doesn't happen in 2 weeks. Don't placate that they can just come over. In no case does that happen.
So they're not. So when they come over and they're asylums, they don't get temporary citizenship. They don't get that.
No, they get safe harbor.
Okay.
There's two types of asylum. There's called affirmative asylum and defensive asylum.
Sounds like the same thing. All I know is talking to people back in the day, they said they when people would hit the beach, they would get vetted. They'd have to go to a camp. They would get vetted. And then once they're good to go, they become citizens. Because they're asylum seekers. They're not migrants. It's two different things.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Combat. How you doing, man? Welcome.
As a naturalized citizen, I thought I'd come up.
Yes.
Sounds good.
It took me about 15 years to get citizenship. Even with asylum, you'll get, like someone said, safe harbor. You might get like temporary residency and then maybe permanent residency and then maybe eventually citizenship after 15 years. The test that Wizard talked about, I had to do that about 10 years ago.
And it's not an easy test, is it?
It wasn't too hard because they ask you 30, it's a multiple choice, and there's 30 questions out of a possible 120. And you can read what those 120 are. So you can, if you can memorize the answers, you can get away with it. But I'll postulate I'm the most American person on the panel because I had to work for it. You guys were just, American by accident.
Yeah, and when we
How
talk
does that
about
make you more American?
Well, I had to take a test. You're American
That sounds like
you have just been born here.
Yep.
I'm being provocative a bit.
Right, and I'm gonna steel man for him, because when we talked about that United States citizenship, which he now has, okay, that's United States citizenship. That's a business. When it comes to the American, yes, it is, and I'll show you. And when it comes to the American citizenship, though, that's that living soul. Now, what is the American boundary? See, aren't those people down in Mexico, the ones that everybody's calling immigrants, aren't they Americans? What about the ones that they call Canadians?
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's what we're talking about when we talk about those boundaries, folks.
Well,
the boundaries
there's multiple ways to use the term.
The boundaries.
You can't just cherry.
That's right, and that's why I say the boundaries exist in a vehicular language.
What's a vehicular language? I've never heard
English, where two different cultures can come together with a common language. With a common
a vehicular language. You gave me one example.
If you'd shut up and let me speak, that's what I'm telling you. It's where two different cultures can use a singular language that is familial to both, so they can come together and communicate and come to terms, so that they're not using separate definitions. You know how many different definitions of resident there is? Now qualify your residency. Tell me, what kind of residency? Were you a resident at a hospital? Were you a resident at a college? What's your residency? Because that's the training of becoming a business agent. Now, when you get to the United States citizen, under 15 USC 4724,
Oh, here we go.
it says a United States business means United States citizen. So I don't care how you came about getting it, the definition of that United States citizen is a United States business as well.
Maybe all United States businesses are United States citizens, but that does not That does not mean the converse is true.
No.
That does not mean all citizens are businesses.
In the English language,
That's a logical
if you
flaw
say,
in what you're saying.
listen, if you say you,
No, you got to let someone else speak for a little bit. You
if
can't have a monologue. That's not a discussion.
Hey, Chuck. This sounds like
that's-
some kind of crackpot sob sit theory, but I
Yeah,
don't know
sob
that.
no,
sit.
in plain writing in English, if you
Well, there's
say
always
that-
interpretation. Like nothing
Yeah, can you
interprets
post the
itself.
link to that code in the chat?
Yes, 15 USC 4724. And in the English language, if you equate that dog is brown, then the only thing you can equate is the brown is on the dog, and the dog is brown. Vice versa.
So
it only
That's
applies to
properties.
that
That's
dog.
like qualities versus. They've been Aristotle talked about this. It's not even an English language phenomenon, but I don't know what that has to do with being
They're
citizen,
trying-
like
So,
citizenship.
Jack, Wizard, that section says, in order to facilitate exporting by United States businesses, the Secretary of Commerce shall provide assistance for trade shows in the United States, which bring together representatives of United States businesses seeking to export goods.
Representatives
The
of
word
United
citizen-
States businesses.
The word citizen is not in there. It's just talking about representatives of United States businesses.
Go down to E, section E. Keep reading. It's much more than that, brother. You'll see it says definition. United States business means United States citizen for the first section. And then it continues on with section 2
Only
and section 3.
is used in that section. That definition only applies.
No.
It doesn't apply
Understand that
globally.
section is
That's not a
foreign
vehicular
commerce.
language.
Understand that section is foreign commerce.
It's about that section's
Export
about
trade.
shows. The title of that section is about trade shows.
Exports.
So go
Foreign
ahead.
commerce.
Tell us about trade shows.
So why would a United States citizen be involved in foreign commerce in exporting? If you are a United States citizen, then you are considered to be exporting. It applies to you and your trade.
Well, what was the topic before this?
I'm
Like-
unconvinced. Yeah.
Citizenship
Asylum.
and immigration.
Right,
About
citizenship.
trade
So,
shows, just on the
you were
business.
telling us about the citizenship process.
You went from I'm a business.
Hang on, real quick. We have XILED1. Is he cool? Does anybody know?
I have no
Oh
idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's my brother. He's
Combat
good. He's good,
Wombat.
Jeff. Trust me.
Okay.
What country are you coming from?
Oh, hang on. There's music or something.
Amen, brother.
That's Mike. That ain't me.
Who's doing that, please?
That's Cerrone. Oh no, who is that now?
It's Axis rat blood.
Damn.
Sorry, Axis. I don't know what's
cut-
going on, but it's it's
I
messing up
think
my
it's a
channel.
stretch to go from a section of
Anyway,
law.
Wizard,
shows
you
to
know I
saying
like you,
business.
but until you and Paul can go to each and every state and apply that and get the actual paperwork and force these states individually to do what they're supposed to do, bro, what y'all talking is bullshit and nonsense in most courts across America. I've tried to make shit happen in several courts in several jurisdictions by their laws, and they don't acknowledge that shit. They have ways of dancing around it.
What do you think, Mike?
And then you have to find a certain kind of lawyer
Who's
that will
talking?
take those type of cases. Oh, this would be XILED1.
That's
And then when
XILED
you
doing
find
that?
those, yeah, no, I ain't.
No, that's not XILED. Who's?
No, I'm not making no noise. I'm talking.
Who's
I
reading?
don't know.
Was
It's not me, obviously. Look, my hello.
Where's that coming from? Oh, I'm sorry. Yo, there's a YouTube video that started playing in the background, and it sounded like it was coming from the panel. I
That
thought
was my
somebody's.
next
Like, this guy
suggestion
is
that you had a
scripted.
tab
I didn't
open.
hear it.
I had a
It did-
tab
it's coming
open.
from Jeff.
That's what it was. That was
I
me.
know,
Sorry
I know.
about
I was
that.
But I mean,
Yeah.
Moose, in most places, they're not
Jeff,
even going to
Jeff,
acknowledge it
he
even
marched.
through
He
the
went down to
federal
everyone.
court.
He was like, "Oh shit, it's me."
I
Who's
mean, Wizard.
Hebrew was my least likely
Wizard, most
suspect.
places, they're not even going to respect or acknowledge those laws, even in those states' respected federal court system.
That's my sense of it too. So that's why I was
There's
trying to get back on
always so much
the
other
topic
there's
before
always,
this happened.
hold on. There's always so much other paperwork that you have signed that's locked you into that stuff. Kind of like the driver's license argument. If you've ever had a driver's license or state ID, you've opted into that program, sir, long ago. Your birth certificate alone locked you into most of that through your parents' parental permission. And once you're locked in that contract, you have to find a judge that's dumb enough to fall for it to get you out of the contract that they intentionally locked
Do you know
you
what those
in with your
do you know what
parents at
those
birth.
do you know what those contracts are?
Yeah, I know all the knowledge of it. That's why I know
So
that
you know what the
in most
matrix is.
places you're not going to get that reversed. And even when you get it reversed, you're put on a terror watch list after.
So you know what the matrix is.
That movie
Yeah,
by the
the Matrix
Wachowski
is
sisters.
so much further beyond the system, though. The
No,
Matrix
in the
is on a
system.
spiritual level
No, I'm
itself.
talking about the matrix in the system. The
Oh
thing
yeah,
they
yeah, the whole
define as
pyramid
matrix.
scheme. Yes.
What is it? Where is it?
Honestly, that would be in a jurisdiction in the courtrooms that they use that's not even a legal, lawful jurisdiction by Constitution.
You know what? I'm
It's a
going to
court
do
that's
it. Somebody's here to
not
save the
supposed to be
day.
recognized, but recognized.
Tommy, I never thought I'd be so glad to see you.
I'd love.
Like I said, Wizard, I've been through all of that. That's why Paul hates me, because Paul
Link in
hates
the
me
back.
telling the truth to him.
One question.
I
One question.
wondered if this was turning on Slave. It sounded like it.
That's what this is coming from?
No,
one
I
question
actually
I have-
just came back to ask you if you'd please unmute me in your chat so I don't have to chat through.
Yeah,
Moose
as
and
long as
Con-
you keep
you'd
it
be-
like within.
You might not care about numbers like most of us don't, but you'd be over 50 people if Moose wasn't 2 other channels restreaming your show.
All right, I will.
Wait, I got a question for Illumitami before he leaves. Illumitami, I've seen a couple clips with you, but I really don't be in any of the communities that you in. What sector you from, bro?
Oh, well, Paul calls it the Cerrone community.
Calls it the what?
I am my own sector, I guess.
Nah,
I don't even know the different
You can't
sectors.
say I'm this outcast freak and not give me I'm my own sector.
I'm saying,
It would help to have a map.
oh, okay. You might be that big enough to have something that you consider.
No,
your
it's
own
not
sector,
about
kind of
big,
like a
it's
shit
about
show
truth.
sector. But the thing
It's
is,
not
I'm
about
saying, you
big, it's
got
about
panels that you hang with that already got their pre-sector. Is it true crime?
No,
Is
I
it 1A?
hate them all.
Is it trade and buy? What sector did you originally?
You're just like all these other panels that you're getting your answer if you stop talking for it.
Well, I mean, you gave me
I'm not
a fucked
impressed,
up
bro.
answer.
Like, what stance do you
I don't
derive
deserve-
all your whites and freedoms from? Is it from the one true God?
Yeah, that don't tell what fucking sector you come from, though.
No,
What
it
are
doesn't
the
matter. If your
sectors?
truth, your
Does
truth.
anybody
We'll
know them?
recognize it.
Yeah, it's like drama, information, communication, like what's going on in the
Well, that
world.
man has no credibility.
I would say like Tommy really is kind of in his own sector, but it's definitely Panelverse centered.
Well, if he doesn't
Yeah,
want to
so
answer, I'll just ask around, find out later.
Panelverse is just the section of YouTube that is these Zoom calls.
Okay, so you
Frank, Tommy
Look
gave
at
me
where
some of
it's
my
stepping
best
at.
content today, and we had some of our best conversations. Believe it or not, Paul Enslaved and Tommy had some of the most mature, adult, interesting, stimulating conversations of the
And
day.
me and Frank had beef, and he let me have the illusion that he was over it, and here he is talking shit.
You know, Frank. You know the secret of Frank, right? He hates everybody.
But
So
he's
once you
even been on my
realize that,
channel.
you
Has he ever
stop taking
paneled
it
with me?
personally.
No. That's what I'm trying to show the Panelverse. So many of them want to say because we're looking into these phone portals, this isn't real life. It might not be physical kinetic interaction. It's very real life.
I agree
And you
with you.
see who some of these people are when they think, I'll just look in the portal and I can do whatever I want. It's not really me.
Oh, did Wombat leave? Yeah, Wombat, come on up. I'd rather.
Yeah,
If
Wombat
Wombat
left.
comes up, he's getting the stage because I was more interested in his conversation
Yeah, I want to
than
hear
the other
yes.
stuff.
Agreed.
Yeah, Wombat's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I
do you
want to hear
guys
about the
think-
immigration process and that.
The one thing that's fascinating to me is like there's this big theory like of the people that are like sovereign
This
citizens.
guy not so smart.
Yeah, he's a
Wait,
camera.
let him talk.
That you don't have to have a license to drive. What do you guys think about that, and Jess?
I think that if you don't remember all the places you
sovereign
go,
citizen,
you're a
baby.
camera seeker.
I just dropped links to do your research.
I do agree
All
with
right.
do your research, maybe not all those links.
I appreciate it, Wizard. That's always good.
So Jeff, I appreciate the time today.
Real
Feel
quick
free to
here, real
stop
quick
by
here,
my
Tommy.
Wait. I
Tommy.
want to hear Tommy. Go
Well,
ahead, Tommy.
real quick here.
No. Real quick is
Just-
Tommy.
Just on
Oh,
the
that old man getting corrected
on the
like
in-
he
on the
he needs a dad.
information,
What? Go ahead, Tommy.
I love you today, Jeff. I will also be doing my 11 hour. I thought it was going to be my last stream, but I think I'm going to squeeze some 3 hours out of September. But if you see me on my 11 hour, feel free to stop by tomorrow.
That's gonna be tomorrow. Here, I'll drop your channel again. There's Tommy's channel. Give him a subscribe, a like. Look out for his stream. That's tomorrow. You doing it?
Tomorrow is Sunday tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'm going to do 3 to, it starts at 3 for 11 hours. You get it? You see what I did there?
Gotcha.
And
how
Frank,
did
I
Talcott
always
check
thought Frank was trolling about his Cynthia infatuation. Now that I know it's real, I just don't understand Frank at all.
We all have our flaws and blind spots and dysfunctions.
I think I'd take Blair
childhood
White over
issues to
Cynthia.
work out all that. So
It is. I think we do
Tommy,
have
how
that.
did your Jack talk go?
Horrible, but that's what I expected.
Oh yeah, same old shit, different.
The dude is a case study. He truly is a case study. And that his viewers are my biggest challenge of sometimes I can't tell if these people are 5D chess trolls or if they're really buying into his stuff.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
And to answer Mike's stupid, irrelevant, looping question, I don't have a problem with one time showing that you're competent to drive, but to be put in jail because a date does not match. Like, I don't want to ever have to get my motorcycle endorsement again, but because I let my license expire, they want me to take a motorcycle course all over again. I'm still the same motorcycle pilot,
that's just.
but I also don't respect Mike in any way now.
Do they put you in jail for having an expired license?
No, what happens if you get pulled over? If you get pulled over with expired license, what they'll do is they'll basically they'll let you. If it's a motorcycle, they'll probably let you put it off to the side. But if it's a vehicle, they're usually going to tow it, unless you have. Now, if you have someone in the car with you that has a valid license, then the police officers will let that person drive it away. They'll let them drive it away.
But if it's
you're the
just
only-
you and your license expired, they cannot let you drive. They can say, I
cannot.
can't let
They
you drive the
cannot.
car anymore.
They have to tow it. They have to, unless someone could be there within a few minutes You know,
I mean, I
to
could see
drive
how that would be inconvenient for a lot of people over just some bureaucracy, but at the same time, you're supposed to keep on top of it, and it's never been easier now in this online age. I've renewed my license for years by just clicking a button online.
I remember a
I'm
lot of
gonna
people that got
forget.
Oh wow! So what was it? Just that, or was there some escalation? Like, is it, or can they take like the nicest little? Oh, like could Betty White get stopped and still be hauled off to jail for just that one thing, or does it take some kind of escalation?
No.
It would take some kind
Like,
of
dude,
opposition. In other words,
my
you get
ex
pulled
had
over.
like 13 driving while suspended.
Do what?
They finally suspended her license, and they're threatening her with like a year in jail if she did it again.
So there's like a process.
She literally got
to
pulled
it
over.
to-
Like, yeah, like you have to go to court. It's just a ticket, and like you got time for it.
That-
But
that's what
if you
sounds
do
like
it,
to
it's
me,
like
from
if
what
you're a
I-
repeat offender and you keep doing it, it ramps up. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the escalation. Exactly. That's in other words, a habitual person that does it over and over and over. But if let's just say you get pulled over, let's say you get pulled over, right, and your license is suspended, and you didn't even know, and you're like, sir, I didn't know, or ma'am, I didn't know, blah 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 blah. And if there's someone in the car with you that has a license, the officer will let that person drive your car away. They'll let them.
You know what I've seen even more often is people that forget their license. I don't have my license. I forgot it at home. It's in my pocket. It's in my other pants. And
They just run you.
sometimes the cops let them drive home. Like, okay, well, here's your warning, your ticket, or whatever. And
They have to run your name and your social. They have to.
make
they
sure,
will
because
not
that
let
would
you
tell
go.
them if the license is at least valid, even if they don't have it on them.
Exactly. And then, and there are times where people just did not know, but it sucks. And if the cop is really cool, sometimes, because you're not allowed to drive it. So sometimes the cop
And there
is so
are cool cops.
Yeah. He or she will drive it off to like a side street for you because they know that you're not BSing them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you had no idea.
They drove my car in the parking lot so it can get towed for me while I was in jail.
Yeah, but sometimes if you get all snippy with them and you get all pissy, your car's getting towed, dude. And that impound fee and that towing fee, it ain't cheap,
I've asked
bro.
plenty of questions. I don't know what stream you're watching. I just asked him some questions.
Yeah. It's not
authority
cheap.
check. Does anybody know authority check?
AC in the house.
Oh yeah, AC baby.
Is it?
It's not cheap. I mean, some of these towing yards are charging people $1,000 for
Is
tows.
AC a go? Is anybody greenlighting it?
Yeah, AC's cool.
All right.
Yeah,
Welcome,
he's
AC.
my
What's up,
bro.
guys?
You can trust him.
They're expensive.
Good guy.
Hey, so I've actually had my license suspended and got pulled over. It's kind of at the discretion of the officer whether he actually lets you go, gives you a ticket, all that other stuff. Because I've actually had situations where like they've just said, look, just get home. Like I'm right down the road, so it's always at the discretion of the fucking officer.
It also depends on the state's laws. Like some states have a point system, so they got to take you to jail for 24 hours.
That's very
Some
true.
states don't.
That's very true.
I remember I was living in one state. They didn't have a point system, so I'd speed my ass off when I needed to get somewhere in a hurry. I didn't give a fuck if I got a ticket. I just pay it and keep it moving. I moved to the state I'm in now, and it's like, shit, hell no. They on a point system. Too many tickets to suspend that license.
Yeah, when I was younger,
Probably.
I had two different occurrences where I got pulled over with my suspended license. The first one, they took me to jail. They gave me a ticket, then they told me, all right, get out because your license is suspended, and they towed my car. And then the other time, I was down the street from my house, and I was like, look, I'm just trying to get home, man. I'm working on trying to get this thing. Like they had some kind of point system, and I had to pay so much for the year. So that way I could get my license back. And the officer just said, you know what, get your ass home. Like, so once again, it's going to be up to discretion of the officer.
How did you end up in jail? Was it just from the expired license, or did other things happen?
If I remember correctly, I had other things that were, I had a ticket where I failed to appear for a speeding ticket / no insurance, no registration, tail light out. There was a couple other things that factored into that one. So
I'm about to say, as many times as you've been doxxed, you can't remember what you got pulled over for because they've reminded you a million times over, HP.
yeah, I just. But like, this has been like what 15, almost 20 years ago now. So like, I mean, obviously since then I've kind of learned to take care of my stuff, and just kind of like what Jeff said, like it's so easy nowadays just to renew your fucking license. Like, how do you forget that stuff?
And sometimes it's just lazy, especially when you have to do it in person. You have to make the time to go down there and wait all day at the DMV.
Yeah, I can understand, like, you're late getting your sticker for your tags because the notice made it late in the mail or something like that. But yeah, when it comes to your driver's license, you got to look down at that thing so often for so many reasons. You should know when the expiration date on that is.
There's some kind of noise, some kind of siren or something. Who's in
Whoop, whoop.
a
It's the
city?
sound of
Who's
the
in the inner
police.
city?
Whoop, whoop. I live in the city.
That might be you. It's like
That's right
sirens
up
or
the
something.
street. Yeah, it's right up the street. There was some gunshots earlier, so somebody
Yeah,
probably
if
got
that was
shot.
me, I'd be more like la migra, órale güey.
By now, whoever it was probably bled out. It's been about 25 minutes since the gunshots. Motherfuckers take too long to respond. You better call an Uber to go to the ER.
Mm-hmm.
So we
Well, did
having
we
a
solve
chill day?
everything?
Yeah, it got quiet. I was like, did I kill the
No,
panel?
sometimes that's a good thing. That's a sign that, I don't know, consensus or completion. Nobody has anything to fight about.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we can find something to fight about.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
boy, could we.
I don't think we'd even have to
It's
work
nice
at it.
and peaceful on Jeff's panel. Wow. Feels good.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
guess
it only
there's
took
ebb
no
and
more
flow.
than-
It is an all-day stream. And Wombat, I'm serious. If you want to come back up and talk about immigration, you have
And I'm
that
sure
opportunity.
somebody could use less than 3 words and piss somebody off.
Let's
in
try. Let's see how many
Yeah.
words before the next conflict. How many words it takes to
I'm being a
instigate a
good boy today.
conflagration.
You too, AC.
I'm being a good boy today. I'm trying at least.
Well,
Scratch and sniff.
You caught us
Is
on good
everyone
behavior.
voting? No. That's sorry.
I'll be voting. I don't know if it'll make a difference
Scratch and
here, but
sniff.
I'll be voting.
Wait,
Hey,
pick
Jeff.
and eat.
Hey, Jeff, I'm gonna have some dinner.
How about
man.
3
Thank you for
letters?
having me.
FBI.
Wait, hang on. Do what, Mike?
I'm gonna have some dinner. It's almost 7 o'clock.
Oh,
Thank you
wow,
for having me
okay.
up. Talk to you
Yeah,
later.
you too. Thanks for
That's a
dropping
good
by.
idea. Hey,
Thanks,
thank you, Mike,
Jordan.
for being so
Be here
cool
all
today.
day.
Appreciate you.
Take
What
care.
about
you.
that meal?
Bye,
Good
Mike.
method, Mike. Run when you're triggered instead of getting
Yeah, I was
in
Hey,
surprised. I
he
feel like
what
it's
he
everything.
he seemed fine. He was very.
No, the references me and Hebrew were making were about him. He knew.
It's cool. We're good.
It's one of those preventative measures for him to run real quick. And,
So it sounds like he's taking the adult path.
I was
then.
being good until you guys
Which
said
would
say
be-
3 words to trigger some. So I did. I mean,
Yeah.
you asked
Yeah,
me.
once you
wh-
started, I had to
wh-
kick in.
which is a little bit different than what we're used to, Jeff, because a lot of times he'll try to like kind of take over the panel. But anyways, that's besides the point. What else we got going on?
No, he
What else
did
we chit
good.
chatting
He
about?
did good today. He did really good.
Yeah, I'll give him credit for that.
Everyone
talk about
did.
Good.
I have to say, I'm
This storm.
very,
This
very,
storm.
very
we had a beautiful
pleased
day,
with
and
the
now it's
panel.
black.
All of you today.
Yeah, what is
Hear
the
that?
panel
Did you
topic,
guys hear that?
Jeff? I've got a bad habit of just hitting links without looking.
There's
at the
not.
topic.
This is an open panel today
Oh
because
my
I'm doing an
God.
all-day stream.
The
So
bolt of
there's
lightning
room
just hit
for
right next to my house.
any and all topics.
Maybe we could talk about basil, everyone. How about basil? You ever had any basil?
The herb. The herb.
Great
I
basil.
love basil. Fresh basil. I only
Fresh
use the
basil.
fresh kind. I
Yeah.
throw it in at the very end so it stays fresh.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Basil.
Yeah, I love it. It's expensive though.
You gotta
Yeah,
grow
that's
your
why.
own.
At least up
Yeah, you
here.
got to grow your own, man. Get you a couple
It's really easy.
little pots. Make your own.
Like you could
Grow
grow it
it
in your room, in your bedroom.
I probably wouldn't grow it in my bedroom, but yeah. Because like, isn't basil more of an outside plant than anything else?
Oh, like so it would grow in the yard. It would be like a dirt
Yeah,
plant.
like more of a garden kind of. Yeah.
I don't think we I'm in an apartment.
Oh
I don't
my
know if we
God.
can grow our own plants
That was so
outside.
close.
You ain't got no.
You don't have like
community
a.
garden?
You don't have like a patio or like.
Oh,
Balcony.
yeah, like you talking about like keeping it in a pot?
Oh shit.
Yeah. You're talking about like.
Yeah,
keeping
yeah.
it
If I
in a
could
pot,
keep it in
yeah.
a pot, we could. I just couldn't put it in the
Ooh,
ground.
where you at? Is that Florida?
What?
Hebrew.
Dude, this storm is
Nah.
crazy. The
Nah, he's
second there's
not
like a
from
lightning bolt.
I think he's Pacific Northwest.
Who, me?
Dude.
Yeah, I'm Washington State.
I think Hebrew is on the West Coast.
Yeah.
They got a lot of West Coasters.
West Coast.
A lot of West Coasters and Canadians.
Yeah,
Couple of
yeah, a
Aussies.
lot of Canadians.
We have an Aussie West Coaster.
I like my
I gotta go get my
Canadian
camera.
people though. I ain't gonna lie. Most of them are cool.
They're
I found a few
interesting.
Canadian weirdos.
They're an interesting species. Some of my best Battleverse friends are Canadian.
I'm just saying, Don and Squilly are Canadian, and they're an awesome couple.
Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you, Jeff. You know how you say you know how you grew up in Louisiana? Of course, you know that. Did you grow up in like the bayous or like in the city
More,
or this out?
more the prairies, but it was close to the bayous. It was southern Louisiana.
Oh,
It was the rural
was it
Cajun
like
part.
okay? Real
But
thick
we had
African
cities.
part?
We had like cities we'd go to when we needed to shop. They had the mall. They had the McDonald's with the playground. That was all in the city.
Is it
So
still?
we had access to that.
Hey.
Did
They
it
had
get
the
affected by?
planetarium.
See, that's the thing I never understood though. The country folk always going and traveling to the city. Why not just live in the city with the rest of them?
Because it's more expensive. You might have roots in the country.
Literally.
You might prefer country living. That might be where all your friends and family live. That was probably the case in our situation. That's just where our people were.
Oh no.
But the pattern is like people in my generation and then my nieces and nephews, the pattern is to migrate to the cities. And so my nieces and nephews grew up completely urbanized because my siblings had their kids living in the city. And so most of the people of my generation have migrated to the cities. Almost none of them are left in the country anymore.
I don't mind living out in the outskirts. Like, I'm not that far from the city. Like a nice little 25-minute trip, and I'm in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is it a town or just rural area?
It's a small town that I'm living in.
Yeah, that's how we were growing up. A little town, about 25 minutes out of the city.
Yeah, I live along the coast. I'm down in Texas.
Oh, okay.
You live on the southern coast?
No, Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast.
Like, yeah, I was on the Gulf Coast of Louisiana, so.
I don't know. I tried living in the country, and what I found, a bunch of friendly folks that talk shit and backbite, and they like drugs more than anybody in the city.
Oh well, you were hanging out. You were hanging out the country trash. You were hanging out with the wrong people. That was the trailer park crowd.
The area was the trash.
Pardon
I mean,
my
they
name.
do. Some people think it's backbiting and talking behind your back, but it's if you know how to work it, it's really useful information. Like there's a lot of transparency in the South. You don't have to worry about what people are thinking or where you stand because it's very easy to find out.
Well, see, that's why I love Kansas City. Everybody open with how they feel. Somebody don't fuck with you, you gonna know.
Yeah. You say that now, but when somebody walks up to you, I hate you, motherfucker. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, that's how they feel.
No. See, that's why you keep your head on swivel in the city. Just
Here we
teaches
go.
you to be more alert.
I hear excuses.
I love the city, bro. I'm gonna make excuses.
Well, Exile, man, we've had this conversation before. I've lived in big city. I've lived in a small city. I've lived in a small town.
I've been to your place. It ain't good for nothing but surfing. That's all y'all good for.
Well, I mean, fishing. Fishing's nice. I'm not a
It's
big,
decent.
beach
It's not
person.
the best fishing in the world.
Oh, I'm not gonna say it's the best fishing. Why would I do
No.
that?
Oh, sorry, Daniel. That's why I said you have to know how to work it. It looks like that to the outside, but it's more than that. Just that. I'll explain it one day. Remind me.
Just
Okay,
out
I'm
of
sorry. Go ahead.
curiosity, AT,
You know, the
what
only thing I used to go
of-
Texas Whataburger. We got one now.
Congratulations. Welcome to catching up with times.
How
Well, let
deep
me
are
know when
you?
y'all gotta wind out barbecue or at Gates.
But I don't even know why you bring up barbecue. There's no barbecue quite like Texas barbecue. Okay,
We in the
you try to
Guinness
talk
Book of
about
World
all this
Records for
KC
it.
stuff.
No, we've had this argument. We in the Guinness Book of
We
World
can have
Records
this
for it.
argument again. You can't outbeat a fucking
Texas is
barbecue.
alright.
I will. I will offer one other candidate, and that is Black Church Barbecue when they're having their church fair,
You wanted the
and you can
drama, you
get
about
that
to have
outside
it.
of Texas.
You wanted the drama, you about to have it because you got a Kansas City and a Texan arguing over barbecue up here. And we got the American Royale. How about that? Suck it, AC.
Barbecue Blood Sports. Let's go. Axis. It was doing something with the audio. Wherever you are, it's causing a big rumbling echo, and it none of us could hear us. So that's why I took you off. But it looked cool. Are you at church? That would be so cool if you were streaming from church. I mean, streaming church to us.
Your pastor gonna swear we the devil though.
You know what? I'm gonna wait till I get a better signal, and we're gonna have this fucking argument again. Well, I don't care how many rounds we'll go, Exile. It's gonna get done. You're gonna learn today.
And you gonna take a L too.
Shit, you wish.
I got fact sheets on this shit.
Isn't Kansas City the vinegar-based sauce?
No.
He's like, no.
Well, because
He at least knows what he's talking about.
Texas and there's Carolina style, but one of them has the vinegar base.
That's not Kansas City. That's probably Memphis because they got
Memphis
that
is sweet.
barbecue. Yeah, they got that sweet kind of spicy barbecue down there. See, I've had y'all barbecue, AC. Have y'all had our barbecue, AC? If not, you don't know what the hell you talking about, sir.
I have tasted barbecue from many different places.
From Kansas City?
There's nothing. There is nothing.
From Kansas
There
City.
is nothing. There is nothing.
Is that what y'all call it?
Yeah, he dodging it. He
Kansas
dodging
City?
it. He ain't had no barbecue from Kansas City because he be hushing his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter if you're on the Missouri side or the Kansas side of Kansas City?
Not really either or. It's pretty much a twin city. So if you're on the Missouri side or the Kansas side, you count as the world's best barbecue too.
Gotcha.
AC just jealous.
Well, I don't want to lose signal and then get cut out and then drop all of a sudden. So Jeff, thanks for having me up, man. I just I'm driving on, like, I'm traveling for work right now, and I'm trying to stay awake. So this is kind of like when I jump on panels like this, it's usually to keep me awake.
So, is this defeat? You're conceding defeat?
Bro.
Oh no! See, I don't want to lose signal because if I start the argument now,
ain't defeat.
Like,
It's fear.
He's going to declare the victory, claiming that I rage quit and everything else. It's okay. It's okay, Excel. We'll have it. Like I said.
Y'all could have it on here. Drop by and let me know, and we could do a feature.
Fun fact: I don't
Barbecue
have a leg
Blood
in this
Sports.
race, but I was a partner of a barbecue smoking company out here until last year. I sold, but I'm from LA, so I can't really fight y'all on this.
All right, Axis has given us a little bit of Jesus. I
Hell
hope
yeah.
these people probably have no idea they're on my show.
Later, guys.
Take
Later,
care.
man.
Thanks for coming up. We're gonna do it without the sound, just to get a little taste. Is that church? A church?
Make sure he preaching the Most High that's actually in that book. He ain't giving his own message. Don't let nobody lead you astray.
Hey, me. What's up?
But she flicked you off.
Wait,
Flick off
what?
church. Yeah, whoever's
The old
flicked us
lady?
off. Yeah.
That's not what you do in church, ma'am.
I know. Do they know that the whole world can see them do that? Is
The
that
whole world.
the image you want to put forth for? Wait, okay.
Pretty
This
ungodly
what she
like
has her
that.
fan. She has her. Is this
It was
a little
Axis
church
that did it.
fan? Do they
It was
pass them out? Usually they bring the real fans. They pass out little fans.
it
Or does
was
she just
Axis
bring
that
that?
fingered.
Oh, okay. He's giving us content. He did say he was gonna give us a taste of Jesus. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna take it off just to not have to monitor it and respect their privacy a little bit. But if something cool happens, they start doing like Jesus pyrotechnics or something, let me know.
Our
I'll bring it back
tongues.
on.
Or catching the Holy Ghost. We definitely want to
Yes,
see
they're
you catch
definitely
the Holy
that. Do
Ghost.
they have the bags, the little paper bags?
Do they have the snakes?
If they do snakes, definitely let me know. Hey, Solu, welcome.
Has anyone been to a church with snakes in it? I haven't.
I went to the Voodoo Museum in New Orleans, and they take you to this little back room, and it has a big python in it that they use for
Oh.
voodoo ceremonies. That's as close as I've come to a snake church, and I'm a Satanist.
I
The
really, oh, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I rarely felt the spirit inside one of them brick and mortar buildings. It was more along the line of personal conversations with people about the Creator.
Like when you're with the right people, it can
Yeah.
happen. It doesn't. Yeah, I can see that. I don't think it's a building thing either. I don't even think it's a Bible thing. I mean, if Jesus or Christ or the Holy Spirit, if they're legitimate deities, anybody should be able to access. That's the focus. Is them here now, here today,
Yeah.
that anybody can access.
Oh, that wasn't good.
Uh-oh. Did something happen?
Oops.
Oh, they breaking stuff
Yeah.
in the church? We need to
No,
see
I
that.
threw
That's
a
the Holy
bottle.
Ghost.
Look, we're talking about Jesus, and look who shows up.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome, Jack. You were, as you can imagine, you were quite the topic earlier today. You could go back and look.
I didn't talk about them, so.
And you're also welcome to come on. This is an all-day stream, so there's plenty of time for. I stopped short just of saying everybody. Oh.
I'd have been better not knowing that you broke a glass, Jess. I'd have been better thinking they was catching the Holy Ghost and somebody threw the holy water
That
vial.
was the Holy Ghost. No, I vehemently disagree. I think you bring, for me anyway, you bring a very calm and grounding energy to. Even when I watch your show, sometimes I feel a sense of peace, like come through just as a viewer.
That's no hope. Thank you, Jeff.
Welcome. How's your day going?
Dude, this life is an adventure, and I figured out how to love it. So I met a judge earlier today, and I met some folks from the local news team, followed up with their suggestions. So I'm trying to make things happen, man.
Wow. And so, does anything look promising?
Everything looks promising, but dude, I don't know what's going to happen. I do have a guest that I haven't made the final arrangements yet, but he said in the next week to 10 days he is convenient for him. And he's the guy with the he's the coordinator of the Space for Peace program. They're the against anti-military, the global network against weapons and nuclear power in space.
Oh, wow. And who is this?
The coordinator of that organization, he's agreed to come and give a presentation on some of the things he knows.
Jack, do we really think there's not nukes already in space? I mean, Russia just launched a satellite up in space that we are theorizing is possibly weaponized.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. And thus, all the more reason for diplomatic negotiations and resolve between the states. Things are the word.
At the very least, put a limit on what's already up there,
What I learned from this guy, he's been paying attention to this stuff for a long time. The nuclear war threats and stuff like that. And I wonder if it was this guy or someone else I just recently came across. They were part of a demilitarization agreement between Russia and the U.S. years ago. But
is this the judge guy or the other guy?
No, this is different, man. I'm knocking on doors everywhere.
Well, how are you finding these people? What did the judge have to say?
Well, he was running for re-election, and so initially I was just going to walk away because I never really paid much attention to the judges anyway. But then I thought, why not? He's a local member of the community. Let's see what he knows and see what he thinks. So we talked a little bit about his election. I mentioned to him broadly that my purpose is to try and find a way to bring reforms to the systems that he knows very, very well. So I don't know.
Is this at an event he had, or you looked him up and you had a one-on-one?
No, I talked about it on my own stream earlier. Spokane did this event called Unity in the Community, and they set up all these booths from the different nations and bring some of their culture together so the kids can get to see, and the people can meet. And then there was a lot of booths for nonprofit organizations, peer groups, addiction groups, all sorts of cool things were there. It was really a cool event. And then he and a few others were campaigning, doing the politic thing.
So you made a lot of connections. That's a great way to network, by the way, is those kind of events and different fairs they do.
Well, and I made sure to wear my shirt. The first casualty of war is truth. The rest are mostly civilians.
It needs its own feature. Show us again. The first.
First casualty of war is truth. The rest are mostly civilians.
What was the reaction?
Well, I've noticed that people don't really connect with me, but some do notice me, and I caught quite a few eyes. They were reading the shirt. Not really. There's only a couple of people I interacted with. The messages, the ideas are being shared, right? It's time for the world to change.
And more than just the internet. This was like in real life, the ideas are being shared.
Yeah. And I followed up emails to see where it goes. But
well, Jack, this is great. And this was all your own initiative. You're like, let me go and check this out and do this.
This is my thought process, Jeff. Because earlier today, I was actually very comfortable and content. Everything I needed to do, I felt like it had already been done. But I knew this community event was going on. And I found myself procrastinating, finding excuses not to leave home. And I thought, what am I doing? If I want opportunities and if I want to meet people, I got to get out, so I went out. And
Well,
I'm
all
glad I
those
did.
people that think Jack is all talk or doesn't do anything or whines and doesn't take action or whatever, watch this stream and watch this stream from today.
Things are happening, man. I'm excited. There's been a lot of doubt. There's been a lot of confusion around me, but there's something happening.
That's what I say is just ignore the detractors. If you believe in what you're doing and you're convinced of it, just focus on that. Don't let them throw you off your path and just keep doing your thing. Eventually, it'll show itself.
Well, Jeff, I love this because yes, that's where I'm at. And I was thinking about it earlier after I pursued my hopes of connecting with the local news media. I was thinking about my family and friends.
Is that a photo or is that? Oh, I thought he just like walked in the house with that. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were thinking about your family and friends.
Yeah, I've a long time ago, I thought my family or friends might at least tune in and find something good about what I'm doing online. And they haven't found their way there yet. So I wonder if I'm able to get on the news or if I am able to succeed, it will be on the news. And they'll learn about me one way or the other. They're going to have to stop denying me eventually.
Is that what's Is that what's at the heart of
Well,
most
Jack,
of this? Is the family thing? Hey, Moose.
in between saving the world, I'm gonna need you guys to come to my new idea of a stream. It's gonna be an open panel. It's gonna be live, Dungeons and Dragons style, and every panelist, I've got it already in my head. Every panelist is going to have a class. Like Jack is gonna be a priest, and his like ability is like his special ability is to resurrect a topic that was dead, or to heal a panel member that may be in, because every panel member I'm gonna have like a health bar, and so the audience can help. They can pay for healing you or hurting you, and Jack is the priest. So, and then we got Gen X Jeff. He would be like the rogue.
I want to be the satanic priest.
Well, yeah. Okay, well, we can work on that, but you got to have a rounded out party, you got to have
That's
like
true.
a warrior.
I could be the warrior too that protects and defends.
There you
the
go.
Panels from trolls and drama.
And so your ability would be something like you would be able to block a topic from going forward. Like if the panel starts getting a little like fucking wild, right? You would use your ability and it would be a dice
or I could
roll.
kick someone off. I could
something like that,
fireball them and make them go up in flames.
But you'd be more like an executioner or something, not a warrior. Then your ability.
Maybe
would
I'll be
able
the
to,
assassin.
Yeah, you'd be able to panel drop people. See, it's a good idea, and I think if I had enough people to get into it, it wouldn't be anything different than what you're doing already. It would just be a little playful in between. But we could have really serious topics and stuff.
I like
we
it.
could have real people.
Yeah, let me know when you want to play around with it. I like it. If we get the right people involved, we can even play around.
I was thinking sometime tonight, since you're doing a long stream, and then we'll figure out how to like incorporate that into your long stream. But anyways, I took too much time. Jack, back to you.
Well, real quick though, I want to know what a FOBW is.
I was wondering too.
A fat office.
He's our Aussie West Coaster, so who knows?
A fruitful offering from the Brotherhood or something. I don't know.
You're being generous, I think. Or maybe combat is. I don't know what it means. I'm always suspicious of acronyms until I find out for sure.
No, he was respectful with
friend of Bill Wilson.
Okay. Friend of Bill. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, Jack's been open about that too.
Yeah. That was the gateway for me. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna let you continue with. So you today on your own, you said let me go. See
Oh, yeah.
what action I could take or steps of my own to make things happen.
Jeff, I actually live that way. Since 2018, I've had ideas, but every plan I had, everything I thought would work out, didn't. So I've been learning how to live moment by moment, day by day, figuring it out. You know, I still got the same purposes, but I've been learning just how to love living. That's what we all want to do.
See, he'd make the perfect priest on the panel verse. Like,
I think he would. He could be our priest.
To be honest, that was like the inner lower level thought I had. Not lower, but the deeper thought. When I started learning the truth about the conspiracies and the government and all this crap, the corruption, I wanted to bring the truth to the churches. And then I wanted to bring the true messages from the church into the truth community. I'm trying to help bring balance, because it's easy to get angry at all the corruption. And with all the darkness and the patterns that are obvious, it's really easy to lose hope.
You know, the best place to be in that kind of place, in my opinion, would be in the doorway.
and Wizard, he could jump in with like a fireball or something and just like destroy the whole conversation for some, you know, and then start over like the Phoenix.
Wizard could be the jester that has all these little tricks that he could play to distract and derail the conversation, like magic smoke. Or he could be the illusionist.
Actual, like action that we can roll on, you know.
Oh, like something he could do to affect the panel.
Yeah, because I'm going to have like a dice in the corner, right? And so every time like something happens, like we'll hit the dice and it'll be like, oh, you know, Wizard's ability works or something, you know, and then bam, I'll have a little thing pop up, you know. It'll be cool. Over time, I think it'll be badass. Like, of course, it's not saving the world or anything, so it's not nearly as important as other people's topics. But I think
Are you dark trickstering right now?
No, I'm being serious because there's honest.
That sounded like
shade. Worked on, right? It wasn't shade. It was an honest reflection on the fact that what I'm trying to put together is a little bit playful in a serious time in the world where, like, you know, it has to be a balance. It can't be like an 8-hour fucking stream a night. It has to be, you know, like an hour or so and say, hey, we had fun. Let's get on to some real shit.
Okay. I'm gonna take you at your word and accept that explanation.
I was being serious.
While reserving the right to be skeptical.
Like I mean, you want to talk about men's health and stuff, right? Well, we can talk about that during the stream, but at the same time, it's not the place where everybody is going to necessarily be there for that reason.
Yeah,
no,
I agree. There's definitely room for variety. In fact, I want that. I am willing to play around with it tonight if we find the right combination of people. How many people you think? 5 or 6?
I think everybody's, you know, allowed. Like everybody gets something, because even people like Snafu, right? Snafu could be the troll beast, and we'll have like
that's a hard line for. He's the expansion pack. Somebody else can use him on their panels.
I respect that, yeah.
I'm just.
He's the Moose. He's the guy that fucked you over and threw you under the bus.
Hey, is anyone paying attention to him? I think today he said yesterday that he might talk to my friend today.
Yeah, he messaged me saying that he would today it's going down, and he said a whole bunch of like mean things to me again, and I just sent him a message back that said, you know, if you wanted me to work with you, you're making it really hard to like even want to like even.
But you would still consider it even after what he did to you?
I mean, Snafu's like mentally ill, and if I want to be more like Jesus, I have to accept people at where they are.
I mean, you're the one going to pay the price ultimately. if
I'm not saying I'm going to.
If you're willing to cross lines that other people would draw,
I'm willing to not shun him from the existence of the world. I'm willing to acknowledge his existence, and let's say that. I'm not saying he comes up on panel, but if someone like
He
him
was
comes on
coming up in
panel,
the back
then
earlier,
we
typing
put him the
zebras all
troll
morning.
beast, and then we put him in the corner, and then the
He's
panel
live now.
troll. You know, and then you're rolling dice against the troll, and then if the troll doesn't play along, then you just throw the troll out and you get back to whatever you guys were talking about. You know what I mean? It could be fun.
That's that dark trickster. But yeah, I agree. It can't. The game itself could be fun. Let's do it.
I'm gonna come up with a map and everything.
Okay. We just need to find people that want to do it. We can set like aside an hour or two to play around with it and have specific powers, and then figure out how to turn that into a game. All right, Jack, you have the floor when you come back.
Oh, I guess Snafu is live right now. Maybe we should look into see what's
I
going
hate
on.
featuring his content. He has his own channel
Hey,
now.
could someone
What's
drop
up, Heber?
his link in the back chat? Because
I don't even know his
I'm
link.
just-
You just look up
okay, I was just
look up
curious.
internet herpes and his name should pop up.
That's really his name.
Panel passer.
No,
By the
I think
way,
it's,
for those interested,
Snafu Crew something.
PF Young, he's doing his debate with Destiny right now, but it's on Destiny's channel, not on Paul's channel. So if you're interested in that, you can go check that out. It's happening now.
Wait, is that Paul Morrison or Paul?
Paul, PF Young. His
never
name
mind,
is Paul
sorry.
too.
I'm an idiot.
Different Paul, but he's pretty cool too. He's pretty cool.
What am I looking for? Internet herpes?
I think he was joking.
Oh.
No, I think it's Snafu Crew. Just type in
okay.
Snafu Crew and then
See,
hit live.
that's how believable it was.
Who's gonna type it in? Love you,
I
Jack.
did type it in. I forgot the P. I had to go back in because.
That's really funny, dude.
What happened to Mike?
What am I doing on his channel again? Oh, he said he was live. Talcott explodes. He's talking to a unprofessional black guy. Talcott exposed by family. See, this is troll content to me. Talcott and I were having so much better of a conversation than what he's doing on his channel right now. And in fact, I want to hear more about it when he comes back.
Yep, he's back. Jack's
There
back.
you go. Oh, he was eating. He's doing what I'm doing. Because this is an all-day stream. I have to eat on the job. That sounds good, Sabotage. Those are bottom feeders. Those are people that have to bottom feed off of everybody else's life and turn it into their drama, their content. Because they don't have anything of their own going on. Yeah, total trash. He's like below Jerry Springer or below the National Enquirer. It's that level of whoever that appeals to.
Well, at least with something like Jerry Springer or something, you get some first-hand accounts.
And you had Steve, that sexy bouncer.
And with Snafu, you never get first-hand accounts. He's never going to go to the source.
You want to know why? You're looking at it right here. Hang on. Look at where this finger is pointing. Because Snafu has already thrown this man under the bus, rolled over his face, drove it back over.
Oh, sorry, I saw that up there. Sorry.
And he's still
Give me a second. There we go.
rationalizing that connection.
That's my old buddy Kimo.
And maybe that is Christianity. Maybe Christianity is not giving up on anybody because we're all part of Christ. And in that case, I'm glad I'm a Satanist.
Hey, what do I do? That is my old buddy Kimo.
Well, they're not talking about any sexual charges. They're talking about you trying to persuade his son that you might be Jesus or one of the last two apostles or some shit like that. And so, again, the misinterpretation of any kind of storyline. And then, of course, now we have a totally different intent behind it.
Tell him he was just playing the panel game. He was the priest.
It was pretty rough when Jack told him, "No, I'm not gonna. That's not for you to decide." When old boy told him he's not going to talk to his son anymore, he said, "God leads me to talk to him. I'm going to talk to him."
Here, I'm going to go tune this in and find out what's going on. I may.
Is there
return.
drama happening?
Well, it's a friend of mine named Chemo.
Oh, what Snafu is showing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, this is my life that's happening.
Right. No,
I know,
I
but
don't blame you.
I think it would be best not to comment in the chat or even engage at all.
Yeah,
Just go
like
watch
just
the
watch it
video.
silently.
Unless you're
Exactly.
going to offer a different solution, something to actually help me, I really
What do you
don't
need? What would help,
telling
Jack?
me
What would
to
help
do.
right now?
Well, Snafu and Chemo, they're wrong about lying. They're wrong about their narratives of me. They're wrong about their
We know that, Jack. We know that.
Keep
Jack.
in mind they're
Right.
trolls.
But until they admit they're wrong, and Chemo's not just an internet troll. He's a man who lives in my hometown, that town I graduated from. He hasn't spoken with me about any of these fucking
So this is like
accusations.
gossip from the past.
This is my life.
Exactly.
2018. People want to think they know me, talk shit about me, and ignore anything that's good about me. I don't get it. I really don't. So I'm going to go pop over there and see what God allows me to do.
All right.
in my
Come back here if
apologies
you need
for,
to. I'll be here all
My
day.
apologies
so.
for my opinion, Jack, but I still don't think it's a good idea to talk over there. I
That's
think this
I'm
is
saying,
what they want.
They know how to farm that content.
They're baiting them, into going there and saying something stupid so that way they can use it against them. That's what they always do. They use his words against him, and he's not even saying he's doing something that bad. He just loses his cool and says something stupid. I do it myself, so that's how I
know, and people like for some reason people can always find a way to turn that against somebody, but I think if you normalize that, it's harder for people to use it against somebody. Hey, mid bro, where's he going? Snafu's channel. I'm not putting the link, but Snafu Strike Crew or something.
First comment. It's great to see you alive, Chemo.
Oh, he's in the chat.
Yeah, that was his first comment. That's kind of bold. I mean, he's on fire, guys. This is burning him up.
Well,
I tried to I knew it wasn't going to do anything, but I tried.
Hey, real quick, thanks Jeff for having me up. I appreciate you, and I hope your rest of your stream goes well. I'm about to lose power. This storm's getting worse and worse. So.
Oh no! Well, I hope you make it through, and we'll be around. So check in again.
Right, man.
It was good.
Thanks,
to see you.
chat. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Salute everybody. Much love. Much love.
Thanks a lot. All right, who we got? Spike and Wiz. Is right going over to Talcott Snaps.
Well, I got to go get something to eat, but that's probably where I'll end up going. So I'm going to drop out now. And I want to thank you again, Jeff, for having me up. It's been great. First time I've been up on your show. So I love how you keep your calm demeanor no matter what anybody says about you. I love you. Have a good day. Be blessed.
Hey, before you leave, Wizard, wait, hold on. I also want to say, I don't want you to stop coming to my area because of certain people or whatever, because I'm not going to set traps for you. I'm not going to allow people to bait you into anything, and I'm not going to foster an environment, for chaos like that. So I just want you to know, like, as your brother, like,
don't trust him.
Nah, man, it's not about trusting me.
Not
it's just
fostering an environment for chaos.
If you
That's
if
the
you
part.
have
That's
the
the
last like 4 panels I've run, I've had people that usually yell at each other and scream at each other have great
you are right.
conversations. So, let's not paint me as
Give
this,
Moose a chance
super
is what I would say. Give Moose a chance.
He will. I'm just saying it on record in front of everybody because I want everybody out there to know that, like, just because I allow one person on my show and, you know, I think they articulate an argument right, doesn't mean I'm not going to allow someone else on, or I'm going to allow some bullshit between them, because that shit's not, it's not between me.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own issues.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I don't mind having a beef with another man. The problem is on this panelverse, other people want to jump in on it. It's much easier, like
Because
I
they
was
put it
talking
out in
about.
the open. They
Yeah,
don't take it off stream one on one. In fact,
right,
that's actively discouraged.
right, and that's what we were talking about the other day as well. Is sometimes some of these things need to be taken care of in private. So anyway, be blessed. We'll see you again next time, guys.
Thanks a lot, Wiz. See you again. So this is where you are, Hebrew? This is the storm? Wow.
Yeah. Did you see the lightning? I don't know because it's kind of choppy on my end.
No, I'm going to have to... How do I redo it?
There's
Is
a
there a way?
bolt. It wasn't a very big bolt, but it was cool. I captured it.
I might have to add it back.
There you go. It's crazy. Oh, shit. Yeah, there you go. It's a little...
Was it that flash?
Right here. Yeah. It's better on my... Never mind. Sorry. That was kind of a waste of time.
That was still
My
cool
bad,
to
guys.
see. I miss those kind of thunderstorms. Jack, how are you?
I am as I am.
Well, you're back pretty quickly.
It was saddening.
Yeah.
Kind of disgusting, but I trust God. It's God's will. They're going to reveal what they want to think and they want to do is being shown publicly. And I know I don't deserve what they're saying. I know I'm innocent of what's been happening, not only online, but at the Postal Service, with my ex-wife, in the relationship with my son, in the experience with my neighbors. I keep getting accused of all sorts of shit. Nobody wants to have a conversation with me and allow actual resolve. I don't know what to do.
Because you make a convenient scapegoat.
According to facts, or... See, this is what my path is. You're right, Jeff. I'm kind and forgiving, so people in this confused, bitter world, they think it's weakness. I have a theory, right? A theory came to me earlier. It gave me some peace in my heart. I think God brought me to this community of dysfunction. You as well, Jeff. You as well.
It's hard to deny.
God brought us here to help others heal. Because you and I, we've been looking at trying to heal ourselves.
I was about to ask if you feel healed yourself, because I'm not sure I'm even healed enough to be helping other people heal. All I can do is like compare notes and tell what my journey was like, what I learned, what I noticed. But I don't know that I have health to give.
You do. You've got a strength that I don't think you've recognized. You've got a strength in communication, an ability to understand others. See, you doubt yourself.
No, I'll tell you why. Because I have reports from school teachers and psychologists that have communication difficulties as one of the issues that I struggle with. So I've known that my whole life, that my communication ability was very poor. So to hear you say that, that's why I have that reaction.
Okay, well, then a lifetime of working on it. Brother, congratulate yourself. I'm telling you, you're an excellent communicator.
Thank you, Jack.
And you demonstrate a strength, a passion, and an ability to understand. And so here, when you were describing that, you got a lot of opinions that said your mind wasn't right. You were trying to understand confused minds. They didn't know what the hell they were talking about. Maybe there was truth in both, right? But
that is their version of the problem.
Yes.
That doesn't. Yes, you're right. That's a good point. Because there are plenty of people I communicate just fine with.
Mm-hmm. And this is what this world is. We've got all these experts and authorities They're human beings that give opinions. And then those opinions, especially if we receive an opinion from someone we admire, an expert or authority, or someone we really care about and appreciate, whether it's good or bad, those opinions affect us.
Yes, but also if you let them, because
Yes,
I'm
there you
careful
go.
not to internalize. So there's like things you can do to minimize how much you actually make them part of your story.
That's a lesson you've learned, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I had to learn that one early.
Well,
To ignore people around me. They don't know what they're talking about. Especially when it comes to me. Nobody was an expert on me because nobody knew what to do with me. So when they were telling me what I was or what the problem was, they didn't know what was going on with me. And I knew that. So that's what it was easy to tell. And then there was the whole Santa, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy thing.
everything happens for a reason. And it was all preparation, Jeff. So, what my honest goal is, beyond the big picture, the unachievable goals, I really do want to help anyone who wants to receive. I want people to feel more comfortable in who they are, and we become more comfortable in who we are when we've got a more clear idea of what we want to become. It takes a matter of knowing us first, and that's where my experience has allowed me a lot of time alone. I've been studying me, so all these people lying about me, I know they're wrong.
And you were able to like actually take yourself from one state to another and become closer to something that you wanted rather than something you felt like you were stuck being. And so because of that, you have some wisdom and you can help other people, at least give them some insight into that process, that journey.
That's my hope.
Yeah,
I was thinking
that's
about, I almost joined earlier, but I saw the energy of who was already here, and I thought I'll just listen for a while.
very wise. That's good. Take a lesson, folks. Look what he's doing.
Well, and then I found other things to do, and it was in the background. But there's a guest, and I don't want to gossip, but Mike, he's
Oh,
been on my panel, and he and I haven't communicated well, but I think I understand him, and I think I see myself in what he's showing. I'll be right back.
oh, sure, sure. Yeah, that sounded like a ring. All right. Here, maybe Moose is still there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Cool.
Don't paint me as the bad guy though.
I do have to say
I'll
about
get mad.
Jack. No, I don't think you're a bad guy. Just a trickster and a little naive, but people say that about me too.
That's fair.
I think you think that people are less dangerous, have less of an ability to cause harm than they actually do. Like you underestimate their ability to damage things. Because you see them as, you want to see their potential as more good. Not that the good's not there, but the danger is there too. And I think
Gotcha.
sometimes that gets overlooked in the process of trying to see the good, especially I've noticed when it's directed at your own self. Like you let things that I would, like if somebody did that to me, that line. Somebody said the other day that Jeff does not draw lines in the sand with a pencil, and I don't. I put up like an iron fortress, and yours is a little more fluid, I think, with drawing those lines. Like you would draw your lines differently than where I would draw them, as far
Yeah,
as how
but
people treat me.
once though I cut like once that like emotional attachment or whatever is cut, then it's like from there on it's in my court. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like from that point, I go with it knowingly. Uh, Usually I just drop people and I just don't talk to him again, or whatever.
But if you talk to him again, it's different because that
Usually I don't
emotional tie
forgive
was
him.
cut.
Yeah, it's oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what you're saying. Yeah, it definitely is different because like at that point it's not it's like you were special, you were part of something, you were part of like my inner circle, but like once you're not, then you're just like you're basically a number again, you know, you're just I don't know you, you know?
But you can still interact with them.
Yeah, because at that point I'm pretty callous to them and like there's got to be a reason. There's some greater good behind it.
I don't want to knock people that see good in the world or want to see good in the world
Yeah,
and
it's not
make it
exactly a
happen.
great thing, right? I mean,
No, I
it's
don't. I won't. I wish
but
we had
it
more
is,
of it.
but
I
it's
honestly
not.
do. I think the world needs every single bit of ounce of those people that we could possibly get. But at the same time,
It does.
I I wor it.
It
I just
kicks you in
see
the
how
butt.
people actually are.
It does kick you in the ass, and but the thing is like you know I was born this way. You know what I mean? Like I went through life and like this is always the way I've been. Like a very forgiving person. The guy who broke my jaw, I ended up like walking up to him because uh, he sucker punched me in class while I was sitting down looking at somebody else. And then after he hit me a couple times, I looked up and I said, "You're a fucking pussy. I'm the smallest guy in the class and you sucker punched me." And he slammed my head into the table. And that's when a couple of my teeth shattered. And like he was telling everyone like how he kicked my ass and stuff. And it was weird because I wasn't even part of the situation. He was arguing with this guy behind me, and they were about the same size, and they were really big. And for him to like punch me in the side of the face, it was pretty interesting. Anyways, he was telling everybody, you know, bragging about it to everybody, and then I walked up to him, and like my jaw was like, you know, it looked like I had like a squirrel with a bunch of nuts in my mouth. And I walked up to him and I told him I forgive him. I forgive him, you know, like I did. I just forgave
How
him.
old were you?
I was uh I was like 18. Like
Oh,
he
okay.
ended up having to go to court and stuff. No, I was like I was 17 when it happened, but
So it was
18 when
like
it
high school.
yeah, it was high school. But it was one of those things that like I forgive people for myself, not for them. Like because it was pretty embarrassing for him to go around and like spread rumors how he kicked the shit out of me, and then for everyone to find out that like I'm 115 pounds and like a third of your size, like, and you punched me in the side of the face. It was kind of embarrassing to walk around and do that, and then you know he had to deal with the repercussions of paying back the $25,000 to like the dentist, and you know it's I don't know. It just is what it is, man. It's life. And like if I hold on to grudges and I like if I hold on to that shit, like sometimes I do and it like it'll make me a monster, dude. Like, you know, the people that wrong me or whatever, like I could spend all day and night like trying to figure out how to like, you know, get back at them or whatever, but it's just a waste of time and life and energy. It burns your candle faster, I think.
How do you protect yourself if you're that forgiving? Because it seems like that would keep opening you up to more risk.
I keep
Because these are
everybody
people
at
that
a
have already hurt
long
you once. They've
distance.
already harmed you once.
I keep everybody at like a really long distance. Like everybody.
So you're protected either way. Like it's not as much
I
of a risk
mean,
for you.
it really is, but like I don't know. I just don't
I don't
live
know. If I
life like
kept forgiving all the people that fuck me over, they would just keep doing like they do. That's why I don't do it, because they do. When I give people other chances, they just keep doing the same thing.
No, you got
And
to
so
get
I
smarter,
learned
Jack.
to not
Like
keep doing it
that's the
over and over.
game. That's the game of life. Like these people, they're petty fucks. Like they'll fuck you over in such a like stupid way, like snafu, right? Sorry, I gotta stop using the F-bomb for a second.
Oh.
You know,
Are
snafu
you at
will
work?
like. No, I just my daughter's right around the
Oh,
corner.
okay.
I don't want her to copy that language. She's like copying
Oh, it might
everything.
be too late. She's.
but like I don't know. It's one of those things where they got me off track.
About forgiving and
Oh yeah, like I don't know. You just if you
like
forgive, but
protecting
like
yourself
you
to
get
not.
better. You get better at the game, right? You get better at their manipulation strategies
But
and stuff. Right?
why?
You get better at like because there's going to be somebody better at it. There's going to be somebody that's so much better at it one day, and they can rob you of everything. You got to get smarter, man.
You keep them
I,
around to learn from them. Hey, Jack.
I think they're not. I think like people like Paul like were teaching me lessons and stuff, but people like Snafu is malicious. There's a difference. Malicious people you don't keep around you. Malicious people they'll
But you
do
were just trying to
things
have him in the game as a troll. So
as
that's
a
what I'm
troll
saying.
boost.
Like you're bringing
No,
malicious people into the game,
well
thinking it's harmless, but I don't think it's as harmless as like
here. Okay,
Snafu is
hear
not
me out.
harmless. He's
Hear me out
malicious.
real fast. It
All right.
was a specific part of the game, right? If we brought him up, he would be the troll creature, and we would have all the panelists in one corner and Snafu in the other, and it would be like that would we would be rolling the dice, and Snafu wouldn't even get to talk because we'd have his mic muted or whatever. It was dumb. It was dumb, definitely. And
I
he was
like the
definitely
idea. I
not.
just think we could find a different troll creature other than
I
Snafu
was
that's
using
not
snafu
malicious.
because I don't like to. I'm not trying to point fingers at people out in the crowd, and I'm not trying to point
So
fingers
you
at
didn't actually
panelists.
mean actually use Snafu. He was just more of an example.
He's like the Voldemort creature, a troll creature or something. Like
That's more
he's
like
the
the
evil
Golem,
creature.
but
Like we have to have an enemy on the panel verse, right? Like so, I figured, I would just use his name or
yeah,
whatever. I'm
every community needs a
Jack. Am I pissing
scapegoat.
you off or something?
No, he just got off a phone call or something.
Oh,
What? How are you doing? What's going on?
I'll yield. Go back to this.
Oh, he's on mute. I guess he'll.
I'm just watching my life.
Well, you.
You want me to go report him for harassment or something?
No. It's just weird that you're still fucking with him after what he did.
Well, Moose, I can help a lot of people see what they don't see, but every time I try and help people see what they don't see, they get offended at me.
Because those
And I'm
defenses
tired of,
kick in.
well, yep. I'm real tired of everyone being offended at me. And I'm tired of seeing all this shit. My name dragged through the mud, right? And everyone, yeah, that happens, Jack. Yeah, it happens to me. Yeah, it happens to me. All right.
But it
Well,
does. I mean,
just ignore me then,
Well, no, this is pretty bad stuff though. Like your name, people don't say
It's
that
been
you're
going on a
a
long time.
raper, and he's, they say you're a satanic fuck, but they don't say anything else really.
And
And like, it is messed up. Sorry, go Jack.
think of the consequence too. I'm not who they describe. I am confident my son's life would be better with a man like me, with what I've learned, what I have to offer, while I still have anything to offer. I mean, I only have me that's left. I don't know what to do to get people to join me. I mean, it's crazy, dude. This is really happening.
what do you? I think a lot of people are with you. What do you need
They
them to
are.
do?
Help resolve some of the confusion against me. Help me convince some of these attackers pause. Stop the attack and look at what you're doing. What if you're wrong, Snafu? What if you're wrong, Chemo, Steven, Paul, Margot? What if you're wrong and
Oh,
you're attacking
Margot's definitely wrong.
McMahon? Right. Well, Margot got Snafu going on this crap. She got it from Chemo. So it's enablers enabling. It's a bunch of victims pretending they're bringing justice. They're insane. Literally.
I know. I don't know why you kept having them on your panel.
Because Chemo lives in my hometown. My purpose is to reunite with my son, to try and help others in my community, to try and help my own life.
Okay, this makes sense. So Jeff, this makes sense because Snafu had access to Chemo, and Jack's been trying to get a hold of Chemo. So that's why he's been talking to Snafu. He's been opening the door for Snafu, giving him kindness, giving him a place where he could talk, and then hoping that, you know, Snafu would do the right thing and help him get in contact with this man. But instead, Snafu turned around and used it as
But who didn't see that coming? Which one, other than the 2 or 3 people on this panel, did not see that coming from Snafu?
I didn't see myself being accused by one of my old best friends. I didn't see this happening to me publicly. But to be honest, I didn't see myself ever going online. I sure as hell never saw myself talking about God like this. I mean, if people don't think I haven't doubted myself about these things I'm saying, I've challenged myself more than others.
Hey guys,
hey,
I just dropped a short 49-second link in the back, and this guy has no credibility when he admits to felony assault in the interview.
The Chemo guy?
I clipped it for you, Jack.
I'll let Jack play it on his own. I don't want to share it just because I don't want to feature Snaf's content whatsoever.
I did.
I don't want to though. But Jack can watch it and see. But I mean, I don't know this Chemo guy anyway. I'm not ready to believe him about anything. Because I think, Jack, if you know who you are and you just continue to be who you are, most people will see that. Like you can't fool. Most people are not that easily fooled, and they're gonna see what's real.
I trust in that. And I've been trying to get people like Margot and Chemo and others. I told them, look, there's a lot of confusion. Please chill. When the dust of confusion settles, the truth is easily known, right? We can figure out what's going on if they communicate, but they don't want to communicate. They want to punish and they want to be victorious.
Right. So I just leave those people alone at that point because I don't know how to get my goals advanced if that's all they're gonna do.
That's why I left that panel and I returned here, but it's still happening. I mean, the record is out there and there's more people being, oh, now this makes sense. Yeah, Jack's a liar. Jack's a, so now that's being fueled too. Then I guess I'll deal with that.
I can see why you're concerned. Okay, because the account is different. That's why somebody's trying to come backstage, but there's a little bit of suspicion. Yeah, I mean, I've had people make hate content about me too, and you just have to. You know what you are, what you're not. So you know how much of it is true or not. But it's trusting other people to know who you are. Like, just have faith that they're gonna not fall for that. And some of them might. Like,
many have. I keep waiting. There's going to be some people changing their minds about me, some of the things they've been saying. Because the truth is the truth. I am an innocent man. I was wrongfully terminated from my federal career. There was no justification to take my son away from me and deny me custody or access to him. I've harmed no one, done nothing wrong. I'm telling you guys, there's something divine that's happening. Because it led for me to turn to God completely.
In a good way?
Yes. And that swings back around, though, Jeff, to why we might be here. The healing you've been through, the healing I've found, the healing that I see many people doing. There's been a lot of growth on these social media things in between the dysfunction. You see it too.
I've seen it too. Yeah, I have.
Our testimonies, the evidence of our life and what is honest and true about us, we contain gems, treasures. We've got answers that other people haven't experienced yet.
Hang on, someone. In the back, I need to know you're really you. Yeah, if you're really you, absolutely, I want you to join. But I'm worried that somebody might be trying to impersonate you.
Put up a screen and then let him up and let him talk, because he can't impersonate a voice.
Yeah, but there's other little suspicious flags that I need to resolve before I do that.
Copy that.
This might be just a really good troll.
Yeah, he knows how to prevent them messes, Moose.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Not every, I'm still working on it.
You know it.
He might be legit. Let's see. All right, I might. Philip, that's you in the chat, right? Will you type? Are you trying to come on? Just type in the comments if that's you trying to come on. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. Okay, see, I was right. It's not. That was a troll. See? Look. Trying to sneak in the back.
Good job.
Quit typing, Jack, or mute.
Thank you. Are you still watching? Because Jack, one thing I found, because I get a lot of, I see some of this too about myself, and I find that it helps me mentally to watch as little of it as possible. I know you get curious and you want to know what the people are saying, but I find that I benefit from resisting that temptation. Because part of it, these are trolls. They're trying to get a reaction out of you.
Well, I try to correct. There's so much confusion. I try to correct lies when I see them. I try to answer questions so that I can share the truth.
Yeah.
But confused minds have the habit of believing whatever they want. They don't really think things through. They don't think about the facts and the totality of the facts. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
And I don't even know what they're saying, honestly, because I have no intention of watching. I don't even need to see that kind of content about you.
Good for you. You don't.
Jack, check this out. You're the holy priest of the panel. Your role is to heal and protect others, dispel negative effects, and bring clarity to the conversation. Often seeks to bring harmony and resolve conflicts.
I like that. That's that Jesus energy.
Jack.
But okay, what do you do when when that person is having turmoil, like right now? How does that person get peace?
Which person?
You. Like if your role is to bring peace and harmony to other panels, how do you get peace and harmony when you're in disharmony? like
He's
you are
got to
now,
ask
like
God
under
for it.
distress.
He's got to channel the divine being.
I've been walking away.
Yeah. Because you know this is going to play out on streams now. This is like the new season of drama.
I look forward to where this adventure goes because I know who I am. Even though I don't communicate it perfectly, I'm a follower of the way. The way is love. And when we live with love, the way reveals itself. I've been following my faith. I haven't had an income. I haven't had support. I haven't had a lot of things. But what I have learned, I really don't need much. So I am a man of God. I'm online 7 days a week talking about love and peace and creating a better future for everyone. I don't know why these other people think they should try to beat me down, get in the way. Doesn't make sense.
Well, they do it nonetheless. Whatever reason they're doing it, they do it to a lot of channels, especially channels that look like they're trying to deliver something that maybe these people can't. And so just maybe it's just business, like competition, just market competition. Like we're delivering a better product than they could ever deliver, so they have to thwart our success to give themselves a chance. Maybe it's as simple as that, but it's going to happen. And like people in our position are going to attract that, and so it's just managing it and defending against it, and most importantly, not letting it stop you from that success. Don't let them sabotage it or provoke you into self-sabotage. And
I mean,
I was thinking the same thing, Philip. In fact, I was going to ask him when you talk about love, it's love because I know the Greeks had like 9 or 11 types of love. So what is the love that is this answer to everything or this force that
it's a mystery that can only be experienced. But the physical expression of love that I know, we know it as life. Life is an expression of love that we get to experience for ourselves uniquely. And so love is a mystery and it's a power and it's an experience and it's beyond words, but we all know its absence. In the absence of love is a lacking, an emptiness, a darkness. Love is light. And love is our natural state of being when we don't corrupt ourselves with fears and limitations. Love brings us to a wholeness, to a fullness. And it doesn't have to come from someone else, although someone else can be helpful. I didn't understand love most of my life. I didn't give it much thought. Therefore, I didn't have a clear definition in my head. So I encourage everyone. I mean, the practice I've been taking on myself recently is I wake up in the morning and several times through the day, I choose heaven. And then I remind myself, what is heaven? Heaven is divine. What is divine? Love is divine. Love is a wholeness and a perfection. So I go to the heavenly realm, time with thought, thoughts on love. Spend time thinking about what love is and how you show love, how you feel love, how you know love. And that's how you know love better for yourself.
have you gotten to feel that love in your because you said you didn't know it for most of your life. You didn't know what love was. So have you gotten to finally have that experience so that you can analyze it and reflect on it and learn what it is?
I'm over 50 years old now, and I can honestly say I've never in my life had a healthy relationship. Maybe brief, healthy friendships, but No, I did not have healthy relationships. I did feel love a few times though, and that's part of my testimony. My last girlfriend, last relationship, totally dysfunctional. We were both broken and fucking diseased in our addictions, but we were the perfect match for each other. And her compassion, her love for me that I felt, it inspired me to become better. And then when I was trying to become better, that's when she pushed me away. And that's when I was really tested again. Am I going to break again? You know, because my son's mother, I allowed myself to break. And I didn't want to feel broken with her. So I set out to learn what is love, because obviously didn't understand it. So love inspired me to seek more knowledge of love. And the knowledge of love grew in my understanding and my relationship with love. Love is my religion. I practice it daily and often.
Well, I certainly see its effects in the tolerance that you're able to extend. Kind of like what Moose was talking about earlier too, that ability to forgive and overlook and not give up on and continue to include and to see people as their best and capable.
There's a problem. Yes, that's a test, and I've been pushing myself in that realm. But at the end, in the back of my mind, we've always got to ask ourselves, at what point are we just enabling it?
Yeah, that's
Right.
yes. I'm glad to hear you say that.
And that's the question I've been wondering. Am I just enabling this on my stream? Should I just
How do you find out? How do you answer that one? And I have another question after that. Chuck is backstage. How are you? Are you up for? Yep. Yes. Bring it on. Okay.
filled with love?
So how do you
What up,
know
yo?
when you're enabling? How do you determine that line?
The willingness to change. But see, here's another aspect though. With forgiveness, you have faith that if I forgive, this is the change, we'll give them another chance. Well, if they don't change, then you're just enabling the behavior. And sometimes that setting a tough boundary and saying, nope, you're no longer part of my experience until you change.
How many times have you seen change? Like, is that what keeps you optimistic or encouraged? Because to me, I don't see change from a lot of these people. I see the same loops over and over. And so, after how much of the same thing does it become enabling, or how much change do you have to see?
Enough for me to communicate, because I know that the key is communication. People don't allow peaceful communication if they don't feel at peace. And I know I've made a lot of mistakes. People, I've witnessed it, and I can imagine people show up on my panel and sometimes feel like they got to walk on eggshells because what's going to piss Jack off today, right?
Yeah.
I see it.
It is kind of like that from a viewer's perspective too.
I know. True. Well, I have my reasons, because should I not allow these people on?
Well, you know my opinion on that. But honestly, when I see you have that frustration, I relate to it myself because as a panel host, I experience it too. I know with having the wrong troll on or the wrong guest or how they could provoke or push buttons or get under these kids. So when I see you do it, I just think, well, he just needs to manage his panel better because if he quit, let this person on or put this person with this person at the same time, etc., a lot of that would diminish.
I'm learning. I'm growing. I keep hoping, honestly. I never thought I would be doing all of this as long as I have all alone. I truly thought I would have a team together, that we would be success and grown by now. I don't know what's going on.
I kind of thought the same thing. It's a lonely path. It seems like there is a little team though, a little community. I have to say.
Well, yes, it's growing. There is a team and a community.
Part of it with me that I had to learn to do was not let the negative crowd out the positive and keep the positive part of what you're trying to do in the forefront. And I think in your quest to not enable or to be tolerant and extend the limits of enabling, you compromise the positive part. Like if you put all of your effort on the lowest common denominators of the community, then the people that actually want to form the community in the middle, the center of the community, gets de-emphasized. And that's where that's where I try to put my focus. And not like the fringe elements be the center. And I keep them in proportion to what I'm actually trying to do. I try, Shady. I'm just as easily provoked as Jack under the right circumstances with the wrong people.
We all are. We're all kind of the same. We're just different. And the differences don't have to become so problematic unless we allow the differences to.
No, I think they add. The differences are what add the. They. I'm. I don't want to say diversity is our strength. That's what I was trying to dance around, but that really is what I'm trying to say.
It is. We learn from experiences and perspectives that are different than ours. But the whole society we live in is built on divisions and separations. So the technology especially creates all these echo chambers. So people get these ideas that are just reinforced by other people who think like them, and then they're not expanding their minds.
Yeah, and New Goot said this right here. I talked the other day about like you are the people, the 5 people you spend the most time with in your life. That is who you are. You're the total of those 5 people. So make sure you're